Welcome, Patrick the Programmer here, turn 93 in my Humankind Noob run. Humankind. I started this last Wednesday. I gaze upon my beautiful Stonehenge here. Started this last Wednesday, this run. I haven't done any Humankind runs outside of this stream here. I've been putting in, running for about an hour and a half a day, so I don't have as many days in this as I would like. So I think I'm gonna try to whack out a nice good stream here and see if I can get farther in the game. I'm 93 turns in. I'm in the medieval era. That's the 4th era of 7. So I'm kind of halfway through-ish time-wise. Although if you look at if you go into the game itself and look at the technology screen, I'm in the classical era, so I've got, I think I count as I have 21 researched techs, and I think I can see clearly I've got way more than 21 to go. So tech-wise, I'm maybe a fifth of the way through. Anyway, I'm sitting here admiring my Stonehenge that I built a while back. That's going great. So let me jump in and do my... Okay, so I'm in turn. I finished the last turn. I'm going to pop over to the next turn. I am running the latest beta patch, 1.0.2.116, and that is a good thing because it's a beta patch. I ran the... they automatically downloaded a hotfix, I think, sometime late last week. Now I decided to opt into the beta patch and see what's going on. I can tell I'm on the beta patch because one of the notes was the number of participants for the shared project is now added to this screen here. Apparently that used to not be there, and I just happened to be making a shared project. And so if I go to the shared projects, it says there are 2 cities working on that shared project. So I'm on I'm on the beta release. Presumably that will become the official release maybe a week from now, and then get a couple of quick hot fixes for that. So let's keep going. We'll end the turn, go to the next turn. So what I do on each one of these turns, I'm trying to run through fairly quickly. Let's see. So today's plan, I'm trying to go through a run of Humankind without having done any of the tutorials. So I'm a complete noob at this. I want to go through fast pace so I can get all the way through so that I can make all of the mistakes. And then you see steps 2 through 7 there. That's kind of a very crude AI. I can talk about that later. What I do is at the beginning of each turn, I go through and check all my messages, just like a good iPhone user should. So I got an osmosis event. What's happening is my civilization, basically this city called Captain Hardship, is close to this other city, the Mayans over here, and the Mayans are ahead, which I can show you right here. The Mayans have 4,000 fame. I've got 2,800 fame, so I'm behind in the fame race, and I'm also behind in the number of stars for the medieval era. I guess I expected to do a little bit better on my first game because I turned the difficulty down, but I'm not, so let's keep going. I can list all the mistakes I've made at some future date, but I'm going to go into the osmosis event and see what that is. So the UI is a little weird. It gives you a notification. You can acknowledge it. It'll go away. You click on this. It'll go to where the event is, and then you have to realize you need to click on this, I think. So I think this is the osmosis event they're talking about. And then when you hover over this little beaker, first you have to know to hover over that little beaker, and then second, this pop-up doesn't say anything about osmosis event, but I think that's what that is. Oh, there it says osmosis. So don't listen to me complain. So I've got 734 gold. I'm making 121 per turn. So I like to spend the gold to rush projects. I don't, it's nice to have 5,000, 10,000 gold laying around in case you really need it, but it's nicer to have districts and a well-built city. But anyway, I happen to have 700 gold laying around. They want 206 for siege tactics. Let's see, what am I researching right now? I'm researching siege tactics. So I can finish up siege tactics for 206 gold, or I can boost my research by 54. Let me go in and take a look. Siege tactics takes 590, and it looks like I'm one turn away. And I'm making, how much science am I making per turn? I'm making 125, so I've got 125 turns of science to finish siege tactics. So it looks to me like I'm buying 125 science units for $206, or I can just boost research by 54. 54 is not a lot. So I'm getting 125 per turn, so they're saying like, hey, we'll give you a third of a turn or half of a turn worth of science. Or I can finish off. I'm just going to buy it. I don't want to overthink these things. There we go. Siege tactics researched. Now I've already gone ahead in my text screen and picked a whole bunch of new text, so that I don't really want to overthink this. So I don't remember what the next tech is that I'm researching, but I guess I'll find out. Siege tactics. So now I can build a ballista with 0 upkeep. And I've got hierarchy, which I think is a passive effect. So I get a unit slot for each army. I have not done a lot of warring. Okay, so those are all my notifications, osmosis events, and siege tactics researched. Now it looks like I'm researching the next thing, which is military I'm researching military architecture. I wanted to rush military architecture because that gives me my Khmer unique unit, the armored warfare elephant, which they call the Dvani Gaja, I guess. Now that's got a power of 42, which is bigger than a lot of things I've seen out there. On the other hand, it costs 25 gold per turn to upkeep, and I'm making 121, so I can't buy too many of those. Don't know what those things there are. Okay, so my process is to go in and look at all my notifications, and then I go up here to my empires, look at see if there's any notification up there. I happen to know that the Mayans are
to what do I owe this pleasure?
Getting ready to attack me. So I've built a couple of units, but right now I'm focusing on building Notre Dame. Probably a bad idea. I probably should be getting all prepped for what I'm sure is an upcoming war, but whatever. Anyway, I'm trying not to be too cavalier, but I do want to get through and play the game. Okay, so let's see. Anything else left to do? No units to move. Is that right? Oh yeah, I do have urgent affairs and 8 idle armies. So one of my idle armies is this ship right here. Okay, so let me see if I can get. I think I tried to get a open borders treaty with this civ here, which used to be somebody but is now called the Mongols. Let's see, treaties. Yeah, so I tried to get a, an open borders last turn, so I've got there's a four turn cooldown on treaty proposals, so I have to wait another four turns. I had been sailing the ship around in their coastal waters, but they took away the open borders thing, so I need to get back up here. Because if this type of ship is sailing in ocean waters, then it takes 20 damage per turn. So right now it's at 100 health. So at the end of this turn, it's going to be, I think, the end of the first turn or the second turn, it starts taking, the second turn while it's in ocean, it starts taking damage. In any case, I can get back to my territory, sit around, wait for me to propose another treaty to these guys, to the Mongols, so that I can get in their coastal waters, so that I can sail around this continent here, which they own all the southern coast. Southern coast on. So there's that. And now I'm going to go through and do the rest of my clear forest, ransack, claim territory. This was my Celtic unique unit. I am going to sit him down there. Here's another Celtic unique unit. I'm going to sit him down there. Here's a Pentaconter, which is an early ship that can only sail in coast. Well, I take that back. You sail it in coastal waters. If you take it out to the ocean, it'll last one turn. But the second turn in a row that it's in coastal waters, it'll get 100% damage and go away. Yeah, so I can't go anywhere but my own coastal area. So I think I will just hang around there and make sure that the Mayans don't sail any ships into my area. So, pause. Let's see, this guy, I'm going to pause him there, just have somebody over on that side. Okay, now this guy is a swordsman, and I'm going to move him over to here. I think the attack from the Mayans is going to come on this island here, but I guess I'll find out. So I'm going to move people to the my western shore. There's another one of my units. Put him over here somewhere.
Over this way.
And settle down. This, what am I looking at here? Oh, this guy? I'll move him up here.
Yes.
So I've got my western continental coast covered. I've got my western island coast covered. I think I'm in pretty good shape. So this says I don't have any more armies. So basically what I'm doing is I'm letting the game tell me what things I need to worry about. So in a real game, I would go in and look at my cities, look what their, how my cities are constructed. And then go in and optimize those, but nobody's complaining, so I'm just going to let it go. And now I need to do urgent affairs, and that's going to be this thing. Impressive strides in becoming a powerhouse. Reliable stream of workers who work tirelessly. Okay, so there's a new civic. So I'm going to show the details here. Here's all the civics that I've built. Some of these civics I picked something different, and then because I'm so close to the Mayas forced me to pick different, to change those civics, which is a little, it's an interesting game decision. That way you have to worry about putting outposts and cities close to an enemy, because they might culturally turn that city. On the other hand, maybe your city will culturally turn them. So, okay, so slaves. Okay, so do I have, okay, so I've got 500 influence, but this costs 1466. So I don't know why they asked me to make this decision here. Okay, so I think if I understand this right, that this shaded box is where I am right now. So I'm getting 10 food. If I go over here, I'm going to lose half the food but get more stability. So this choice here means there's going to be no change. This choice here means I'll lose food but gain stability. I don't think I need to make that trade right now. Okay, so let's see. In addition to where you end up on these lines here, this gives you a bonus population per ransack, and this gives you food and industry on a commons quarter. So this seems like the way to go to me. Now I'm going to look at the text of the description. War slaves or criminal slaves. Both of those sound bad to me, but is it going to let me enact them? No, it's not going to let me enact them. So it asked me to think about it, took me to the screen, and then it's not going to let me do anything. Mildly annoying, but whatever. So I'm going to go to intern. But first, I'm going to switch back to my other wonder that I built, which is this lovely Lighthouse of Alexandria, which is pretty cool. So while you're gazing on that in wonder, I'm going to go to the next turn. It usually gives me a bunch of... So I'm going to look at that and see what's going on. I've got 4 Aerostars. If you look over at my crude AI... Aerostar. Oh yeah, number 3 is I'm going to go to the minimum of Aerostars. So I've got 4 out of 7. As soon as I get to the next Aerostar, I'm going to go to the next era. It's from a gameplay perspective, it's a better idea to stick around in your era for a while and gain more Aerostars. You don't need them to get to the next era, but it does give you some other bonuses. But I'm going to go look and see what just happened here. So I got another... What did I get? It won't tell me anymore. So I got an Aerostar, this one right here. So it looks like I got some fame, and I have... That's not it. Oh, that's Builder. Okay, here's the one. It's sparkling. Yeah, so the developers figured out the little sparkle mode. Okay, so I got 6,967 influence in total. Now I've spent a bunch of that because you saw I only had 300 or 600 left. But getting a 6967 gave me an Aerostar. And then the next star that I unlock, I'll get 200 fame. So I would have gotten 100 fame for that first Aerostar. So this thing here, 2960. Yeah, I think it was a 2860 before. Okay. So where my next Aerostar is going to come from, I need another 12 districts. That's going to be tough. I need another 5, defeating 5 military units. That's going to be tough unless someone attacks me. I just usually don't go out of my way to attack people. Science. Okay, so I'm going to get my second science star, which is going to give me 200 fame and another star once I get 2 more technologies. Let's see, merchant stars. I've earned about enough money to get halfway to the next star. 80 pop. I've got 51. That's going to be tough. Expansionist. There are no more territories just floating around out there. And I need to double the number of influence stars I get, the influence that I get. So I think I'm going to get 1 more out of scientists, and I don't know where the hell another one's going to come from. But I'm not going to worry about it overly much. Okay, Okay, so it's a little bit of a pause there, but here's what I was in the classical era. I was the Celts. I was the Zhao in the first era. In the Neolithic era, I was... yeah, look at my shoulder pads there. That is one good-looking dude. In the ancient era, I started wearing kind of leather armor. And then as a Celt, I kind of walked around with a dead otter on my shoulders. I don't know, apparently the Celts think that's cool. I'm not really arguing with them. Back to the shoulder pads, and then the flouncy pants. I guess it's more comfortable in the heat of the jungle. So, let's see. Moving along on the Aerostars. Like I said, I'm going kind of slowly on the... Oh, jeez. The mines have 7 stars, so they may pop up to the next era, start building some... new units that you can get in the new era, and then just come stomp my ass. But whatever, life is full of problems. Let's see. So on this turn, there are no notifications. These guys aren't doing anything for me. I can't go to propose an open borders treaty with the Mongols for another 3 turns. I don't particularly want to go through all of my cities and make sure I'm doing them correctly. Again, I'm on beta patch 1.0.2.116. And you can tell that because that patch added this little 2 on top of how many people on top of this Notre Dame business. So this particular square here, it's going to be Notre Dame and look pretty cool in 6 turns. Just like this square here, which is the Stonehenge that I built several eras ago. Let's see, so I've got all my armies to worry about. This guy, I'm going to stay, you know what? I need at least one fast-moving guy over here, so I'm going to move him out to there. Now you move onto the coast, it takes up all your movement points, and I spent like, I want to say an hour, but I spent a fair amount of time trying to figure out the movement, the sea movement thing. If you look at, there's a Pentecoster in here somewhere. Right here. So if you research sailing, you get to a Pentaconter, 50 oars. That one can only sail in the coast, or although I should say, if you sail it out to the ocean, it'll disappear at the end of the second turn. Then if you do this trade expeditions, it's a little hard to tell, but I ended up researching this, and then magically, this is the thing that allows land units to turn into coastal sailing ships, so that you can, sail across a small channel to get to another island somewhere. Anyway, so that's what this guy's doing. These guys I'm going to set right here, and then these guys I'm going to move up here.
Come over here.
They can move quite a bit, so being up there, they're at least on the coast, and they can handle moving and defending for a fairly wide range. Okay, go to sleep. This guy just want to sleep. This guy just want to sleep. The Pentecoster. Let's see, this is an ocean. I'm going to send him out here to see if there's any ships coming through there, and the answer is no, there are not. So this is kind of weird because you're right next to the coast, but these are ocean tiles. Kind of weird, I guess. I'll just let this... Let's see, I call that regiment? Why would I call it regiment? I'm going to call this, Row You Dogs. I'll have him over there now. He should... I don't know why... Oh, you know what? I had him sitting around in that ocean tile. Dang it. That was dumb. So I thought this was a coastal tile because that's right next to the coast. But I guess the coastal tiles are green and the ocean tiles are blue. So now I'm sitting him here. He should get 20 health. Yeah, you can see he's going to regain 20 health per turn. So he needs 35 health. So that's going to be 2 turns. I'll have him sit around. This guy, I'm just going to have him sit where he is. This guy, I'm done with him. So I've got everybody done. Order your army to complete his movements. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I think that was this guy right here. Oh! I got 140 gold, and I didn't even know it. That was serendipitous. Okay, I'm on to my next turn. I will get some notifications. I'll handle the notifications, and then I'll see what's going on. The Maya have reached the modern era, which is bad news for me in terms of military, with Haudenosaunee. I'm not really familiar with that. Captain Hardship has gained a population, and Captain Hardship is at 10 out of 10, so I might as well start building units, because otherwise in 3 turns I'm going to get another pop, and I think maybe... I think you can go over this cap, this 10 out of 10 cap over here, but I think there's a stability hit. So you know what? I think I'll just wait. I've got 3 turns that I'm going to go over. Three more turns, I'll get another one. I'll see what happens just to make sure. Again, that's one of the reasons I'm playing, so I can go through and see all the stuff. Okay, gained 1. So that's all my notifications. The empires up here don't have any notifications for me. I'm waiting for the declaration of war, which I'm guessing is going to happen. So I have an idle city, Captain Hardship. Okay, I just was thinking about building a unit there, and in normal times I would build a unit, but I do want to see what happens if you go over your pop cap. So, let's see what I can do here. I could build a food quarter. I could build some influence. Okay, so it's real nice to have the icon telling what that particular quarter is specializing in. I always use food. I've kind of prioritized food, at least for most of the game up to now, but I don't know if in Captain Hardship I need more food. Industry is not a bad idea. I haven't used money too much, and maybe I'm lagging on science. I haven't found a way to go to other empires and see what they're doing. So maybe I should build a science, a research quarter. What do I get? I get another research slot. I get -10 stability, and then +2 stability, which is -8. 2 science per silver on research quarter. 1 science per adjacent research quarter, and 3 science. So let me just take a look at this and see what's going on. So it looks like I have to build this in this district here. And it doesn't... Okay, this says this will get me 8. So 8 is... Wait, 8 science. 3 science. Exploit synergies on adjacent exploitations. So I'm not sure. Okay, so that if I put the science thing here, it looks like the district immediately to the east of it is going from 12 stability to 17 stability. So where is the increase in... Okay, that's where the 5 stability comes from. I realize I'm kind of rambling here. Okay, so I get 3 from the district. I get 3 from adjacent exploitations. So that's got to be... I guess they're not going to let me... Okay, so that's got to be this one up here. So this goes from 2 to 5 science because it has a silver mine there. Okay, so that kind of makes sense. And then +2 from something else. So I'm just going to tuck this science district here right next to these cliff. Right next to this cliff, and by the way, right next to where the invasion from the Mayans is coming from. But you know what? Patrick the programmer don't care. Now, if I wanted to, I could pay $550 and get this research quarter done. But I'm going to wait on that. That's sort of a... okay. So that's sort of a... kind of a min-max thing that I would have to decide. You know, I'll just wait on something like that. So here's the Pentaconter. Remember, he used to be at 65 health. He gained 20. Now he's at 85. I'll just have him sit there in the coastal water and not in the ocean water. Let's see. What else? Okay, so that was the one city they're worried about. I've got 7 idle armies. I'm going to let him... I'm going to put him up here. Give me a little bit of insight into what's going on in the Mayan territory there. Or what are they called now? They don't tell me what they're called. Eyes on the wall. Okay, these guys sit around. These guys sit around. These guys sit around. This guy, I want him to go here. I said this guy, I want him to go here. So he's used up all of his movement points. This guy, I want him to just move. I said move. Okay, so they took a bunch of hit. There's 60. So I think they lose 20 per turn sitting in the ocean. So they were sitting in the ocean for two turns. I'm going to have them sit here in the coast. Make sure this is a coastal water, and then he should gain 20. Yeah, you can see on this ship here, he's going to gain 20 per turn. I'll just have him sit there. Sit. The naked warriors sit. The other naked warriors sit, and that's it for intern. Like I said, normally I would go in and optimize, but I'm just hitting next turn to see what's going on here. Look at my Okay, so the Mayans are now... Science Osmosis. I can do war summons for... Okay, so I can get war summons for 1758 gold. I don't have that, so the only thing I can do is boost my research by 72. My research right now, it doesn't tell me what it is. But when I hit the 72, this blue thing's... Oh, that must be this little... maybe that's the next turn's research. Let's... Anyway, that's the only thing I can do, so I will have to do that. Okay, so you saw my technology boost up a little bit. Okay, acknowledge that. Thank you, Mayans. I guess I was learning stuff while I was watching your coast there. And now I've got... Oh, hello, hello. So here's a lovely discovery. Let me pop over there. I will make this discovery. Let's see what I get. I get a wreck. I get 100 something. I got something. And the notification went away. What happened? What happened? For curiosity. I got 100 influence and 80 science. That's not too bad. Now you can see 80 science didn't really fill up my science for researching war elephants. And the 100 influence was pretty nice, but that's about half a turn's worth. I mean, that's something. I don't want to complain about that. And now he has to sit there. He's going to be in the ocean, so he's going to lose 20 health next turn. Sit around. Sit around. Sit around. Okay, I want you to go over here. Get on top of this cliff. See what's going on. Okay, this guy, he's recharging. I'm just going to have him sit there. And that guy, I'm just going to sit there. Sit there. These guys have one movement point left. I'm going to have them sit there. That's everybody. My end turn button is done. I've got 4 turns left to build Notre Dame. Going to hit the next turn button, buzz along fairly quickly here. This is the fast pace part of the noob run. Don't want to think about stuff too much. Didn't get any notifications. Let's see. The Mayas still hate me, I'm sure. I'm going to take a look at the
Tell me what is on your
Mongols and see if I can ask for a treaty.
Come.
Nope.
Both our peoples need this.
Neither interesting nor desirable.
Well, well, well. So you're wearing one of those
This is your choice?
minks
Really?
around your neck. Not bad, not bad. So now I get a grievance, and they don't seem interested in that at all. I don't really know why. So grievances are hid under the tab called Crisis for some reason. And under Crisis, you get grievances and demands. They don't have any demands. And so I've got a grievance with him that's going to expire. Now I just have a new grievance with his treaty proposal refused. And he doesn't like my state religion. And he doesn't like that I'm allied with the enemies, with the Aztecs. So these two are going to go away. Those 2 grievances. I don't like his war support is bigger than mine. Just as a strategic level decision, if your war support is higher than somebody, and you go to war to them, and you go to war with them, and your actual on-ground tactical military at least is even, then the war support will drain equally because you're winning and losing the same amount of battles as your neighbor. Then when one side's war support goes to 0, they lose. So a part of the strategic game is not so much the tactics of building units and attacking and then in battles flanking the guy and all that stuff. Part of the strategic calculation is, do I have enough war support to grind this guy down and force him to quit? Which I think is an absolute beautiful mechanic, but not as beautiful as my Stonehenge here. I'll show you my Stonehenge again. Everybody loves the Stonehenge. Everybody loves the Stonehenge. Okay, so we're going along pretty quickly. Things are going fairly good. I've got my armies again. I'm just going to... Wait, I thought I went to my armies. Oh, one idle city. Okay, so he... Okay, so wait. So for some reason my population limit went up to 11, and I'm going to get a new guy. That's kind of weird. I was doing this so that I could see what happened. I was letting the population increase so I could see what happened when I got over that cap, but the cap kind of changed on me in the background. So let me see. Okay, so I'm kind of looking for influence. I'm just kind of paging through and see if any of these are good for my influence. What is this? Oh, a quadrium. I built one of those. Public ceremonies. Thanks. I probably should build infrastructure. I've had good luck with that. So if I build this, I get 3 food on harbor. Where's my harbor? My harbor is right here. This is my harbor. So I will get 3 food on this harbor. That doesn't sound like a bad idea. I'll go ahead and do it. What else? This one will take me a turn. This will give me industry on maker's quarters. Now, do I have any maker's quarters? Yeah, there's one here. This beret works as a maker's quarter. I'll go ahead and build one of those. Kiln, just because it looks cool. Oh, and then here's a quarter. So I probably should build a commons quarter, which looks like a theater district to me, which gives me stability and influence. So just for fun, they think I should build it right here. Whoa. 12 stability, 2 influence, and -1 industry. And this gives me 7 stability. Wow, so I'm trading... Now, whatever. I'm not going to build it right now anyway. Let's move on. So the only thing I have is these armies. I'll just put them all to sleep here.
We'll wait here. Yes, command. All still.
This guy I do need to move back into coastal waters. I'm going to move him back to here. And you know, I might, since he can last for a couple of turns out on the ocean, I might just scoot him out here up north and see if there are any discoveries for him to make. It's everybody in turn, into turn. Let's keep going. So I got a notification. Osmosis. Okay, so I'm getting all these osmosis events from the Mayans. This is more than I would have expected. So I'm getting a lot of science in the Captain Hardship city, just because I'm next to the Maya. So Mayans are, I guess they're now called something other than the Mayans. So 114. So look at this thing down here and watch the blue thing should pop up a little bit. Like go a tenth of the way around as soon as I hit this 114. There we go. So I'm closer to building or discovering whatever this technique. Oh yeah, this is the war elephant technique. Thank you, whatever civilization this is.
A pleasure to see you again.
Yikes. Got some tattoos on his face. And got rid of that fringe. I like that. I like that. So... Okay, so I decided to take this guy and move him up and see if I could find any discoveries. Oh, there's a bunch of discoveries. Let me go here and grab some discoveries. Excellent. Excellent. So I got 80 influence and 70 science. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so I'm going to be farming some discoveries out here. I think, I don't know if they go away or not go away. So the other one was over here somewhere. So I'll just try to head back. I don't know if they're generated randomly when the fog of war goes away, or if they're actually tied to this tile. Sit. 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 Okay, this guy. Maybe I'll do the same thing. Send him out. And see if I can find any... Okay, there's no fog of war here. Oh, yeah, there's fog of war. So I'll send him out and see if he can find any discoveries. And I think I can go into this guy's territory, actually.
Yes.
Because I have a treaty with him. So right now... I think I'm on the ocean. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the first turn on the ocean doesn't matter. And this is also an ocean tile, so it doesn't matter that it's in his territory. I'm gonna head over here. I don't see any discoveries, but that's the discovery business. Not everything
Ready for
works
going.
all the time.
Watching.
That's my turn. Okay. No notifications, no wars. This guy, I thought I saw a discovery over there, so I'm going to head over this way. And if I don't see it... Oh, there it is. Okay, so, can I make it there? Yes, I can.
And heat.
What do I get? Goodies. Goodie box, a loot box, a wreck, 100 influence. Okay. So this is nice. This is really nice. I'm going to sail around up here and then pop into my territory to regenerate and then just sail and sail. Explore and explore. I'll have you sit. 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 Okay, I want you to go... Tignactlan. So there's a little flashing thing there. That's kind of a visual bug. I think I'll go research around here and see if I can find any discoveries. See, I'd like to go through this whole area here where no one has ever been before.
Your efforts and success put you above many, but not above all. Other empires are leaving a greater mark.
Yes, you're right. Now, it says they've got 1 star, but they're in the next era, so they're actually quite far ahead. Right, so let's find my ship. Let's head down here. Okay, there's a discovery. I love you, discovery. I love you. Come to me. Come to me. Enter into my warm embrace. 140 gold. Well, that's...
Controlling proposal. Where's the lock?
What the hell is that? Okay, so... Urgent affairs require my attention. So, oh, here's a civic. So, it's the slaves. So, do I have enough for slaves? I've got 1780. So I'm guessing they're going to ask me to do the slave thing. What? No. Pox on the wind. Citizens are afraid. The city square is rife with heresy. The cable news channels spew forth falsehoods, all of them. Rumors across the land speak of a terrible malady, laying entire communities to waste. The only happy ones are the dead ones. Okay, so lock down the city. Okay, lock down the cities is going to cost... is going to give you stability. Okay. And ignore. Oh, chance of bad consequences. Okay, so I can get stability and lose industry, or I can just screw it over. I'm just going to screw it over. Let's see. This gets me... This keeps me in this middle area here. Now let's see what happens. I've decided to ignore the rumors of plague. I have decided to ignore the rumors of plague. Okay, so in the turn, and let's see. Okay, so I'm 1 turn away from building Notre Dame. Well, I'll get a lot more faith, more stability, more fame. And I got military architecture, so I can start building these elephants. That's 25 per turn. I think I'll build one just so I can have one.
Notre Dame. An impressive achievement built at a time when scientific inquiry and growing faith marched hand in hand.
All right, so that gives me 42 stability, 45 faith, and 1 food. Yeah, 1 food. So if the 45 faith comes from so they said they would give me 1 faith per population. No, 1 faith per researched tech, which I think I had 22 or 23 research techs. So at some point I'll go in and actually figure out the exact mechanics of that. But in any case, it looks okay. I gotta say I'm not super impressed. Yeah, no offense, Notre Dame, but well, that looks nice. Flying buttresses. Well, I sure hope that doesn't catch fire in 1,000 years. Okay, I built that, and I researched a science, a technology. I've got some notifications. The Aztecs. Oh, this is bad. Oh, the Aztecs.
Welcome. What do you seek?
Oh, vexed. Well, what the hell do you want me to do? Let's see. They aired grievances about us, and we follow different religions. So the grievance that they aired was, I don't know. But I guess I have grievances against them. Wait. I think I either want a cultural agreement or a scientific agreement. I had a scientific agreement and they canceled it.
Come. Both our peoples need this.
And why would I accept this proposal?
Because you can earn
Very well.
science and become smarter
Have it your
like me. Look at my bulging brain. Okay, well, good for you. You've made your choice. You live with it. Let's see, what am I doing here? Let me look at Notre Dame. Okay, so, okay, so my researchers, I need to figure out what I want to research next. If you look at my crude AI thing, my research is whatever's cheapest. So I went ahead and rushed this just so I could get the elephants, but now I'm going to go back. Now I'm going to go back and pick up all the cheap ones. Feudalism. So here are the 3 cheap ones. Theology. I can build a festival. Manuscript atelier. Okay, text copying. Oh, and then my passive bus, I think I get buffed. I think I get an extra city. I can't use any cities right now. Anyway, I'm going to be buying these anyway. Okay, this looks nice. Okay, so I'm just going to pick these at random. I picked these cheapest ones here, and then I've got the next 3 cheapest ones, so I'll just go ahead and get... Okay, that's the cog. I've already got a cog, so I don't need that. I've got a knight, but I don't have enough horses, so that doesn't help me any. Heavy industry seems like the way to go. I'll just build these 3 things. So I got my next 6 techs figured out. I didn't spend a lot of time on it. Again, I'm buzzing through. I don't want to min-max. I mean, you got to spend so much time on every decision, min-maxing. Maybe the next game I'll do that, and then figure out what's going on. What I want to do is go through all the eras, see what kind of weird things happen. You'll make a bunch of mistakes. I'll tell you what mistakes I've made. You see this lighthouse here? Lighthouse of Alexandria. that used to be a harbor. I spent some money and time and effort building a harbor there, and then they announced, you know, like 10 turns later, they said, hey, you can build a lighthouse of Alexandria. So I thought, what better place to put it than on top of a harbor? That way ships can, you know, not wreck on the coast and everything. So I built the Lighthouse of Alexandria there, and it didn't say, hey, don't build it here. But then when the Lighthouse of Alexandria was complete, the harbor went away. So I learned that. So I'm making plenty of mistakes. I don't want to, but I'm just accepting it for right now. Next time, I will not be so happy and accepting. Let's see, what have I got here? 2 idle cities. Okay, I'm done with Notre Dame, so Notre Dame, so I can go ahead and start doing. Oh, what the hell is this? The beret. Okay, so I built another one of these. I'm just picking it because my crude AI says to. So this looks like the only place I can build it. So here I'm going to cost me 8 stability, but gain. Okay. I'll just pick right here. Don't know why. So that's going to take me 2 turns. I'll build some more infrastructure. Food on river. Industry per copper. You know, I don't have any of these industry stuff. Industry per worker. This looks like a good deal. Industry on river. Industry on mountain. Okay, now I actually have mountains here. So this might actually be worthwhile. So I'm building a bunch of infrastructure. Oh, I did want to build a unit. So here I'm way under the population cap, so I probably don't want to build a unit. So I never did figure out what this did here. This cost me 250 industry, but it gives me 5 turns. I don't know why I would want that. What else can I build here? Another, okay, so here's stability and influence. If I built this, ugh. See, this is horrible. I get 17, whatever. Yeah, so this is not doing anything for me. What else? Harbor. I've got 1 harbor, that should be enough. Oh, here we go. Artisan's quarter or iron mine. Okay, iron mine. There must be some iron here. Yeah, so it would make sense to build an iron mine there. So I've got 4 things. The barre and then 3 things in the quarter. I think I want to go to West Dirt and build a... Okay, there's 12 out of 13. Oh, I'm losing 6 food, so probably wouldn't hurt to build a unit here. Actually, probably wouldn't hurt. The smart thing to do would be to build a farmer's quarter. And they suggest I build it right here. I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll switch these around. I'll build the farmer's quarter, and then I'll build the war elephant. This guy is still building the charcoal kiln. I'll let him go. 2 turns. And I've got my armies. So this guy, sleep.
Watching and observing.
This guy, go out and search around for fun things. You know, I was just over here. So there might be more discoveries over here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go over here. Doop, doop, doop. Discovery. Find a discovery. Discover me a discovery. Wait, this is my territory. How come it's Fog of Ward? Okay, I don't see any discoveries. So I'm going to head back. Sleep.
Alert and
Sleep.
ready for guard.
Sleep.
Keeping an eye.
Sleep.
Yes, Command.
Okay, this guy, I want him to find discoveries. I'll send him out again. 80. Okay, so this would be 60, 40, 20. Oh, I think I get back here. Wait, I can get back to here. I should be healthy back here. Let me try that to make sure. So if I go here, I'm in his territory, and I'm on the coast. Okay, so I'm going to get back my 20s. Okay, so now I know that this is a safe area for me. So I'm going to pop out here. And, discovery. Love you. Do not move. Next turn. Okay, so the naval game is pretty weak because you can't go in other people's territory, and other people have all the coast sewn up, the coastal territory sewn up, so you can't sail on the coast and you can't sail on the ocean. You can't sail. Okay, so I'm on the next turn. I'm going to buzz through here and find out the Mongols. What's your deal?
So nice to hear from you.
Hesitant. What were they before? Wait, we broke a treaty? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Oh, the Aztecs now feel differently about it. This is this lady
Your
here.
presence drags.
What is this thing? Okay, so this guy is... Oh, shoot. He's at 30.
At the catch.
Buzz him over to here. And he's going to be at 50 next turn. Another osmosis event. This time I get founding myths. Okay, so this is where I'll show you what happens. You end up going into this society screen, the civic screen. Okay, so I can't tell if I have natural right and they want me to get rid of it, or if they want me to put natural right in there. So I'm going to go to here. Oh, I can get slaves now. Customary laws. Codified laws. So where's the natural right things? Is that this? Let me go back to here and see what they have to say about stuff. Oh, right. Let me get out of here. How do I get out of here? Okay, so this says founding myths. Go to civic screen. Okay, founding myths. Okay, so I picked. What did I pick? I picked divine mandate, and they want me to pick natural right. Okay, that would move my. This would move me away from faith and towards science. I don't really care about that. So let me. So if I refuse, what's going to happen? I'm going to lose some stability. If I replace. Oh, and now it tells me what's going on. Oh, revoke divine mandate and enact a natural right. Okay, I did that. Okay, West Dirt. I probably should figure out what's going on there. So they're going to gain 4. So they're going to lose a guy, and then gain a guy, and then lose a guy, and then gain a guy. Kind of annoying. Okay, so wait, so what other... Okay, that was that civic that we just picked. Population loss. Okay, so these no more changes to Empire. How much the Empires like me, so I think it's all just on armies now. So this guy, sit. Sit. You know what? I think I'll just make everybody sit. Except for this guy, of course. Okay, is everybody ready? You ready? You ready for this? 80 influence and 70 science. Okay, that's nice. Nice. So I've got... Oh, that's fame over here. Okay, so... Oh, now I gotta get back to safety. Okay, so they'll be up to 100 at the end of this turn. I could probably sail over here and then sail around in the southern ocean. Oh, that would be cool. What am I looking at? Naked warriors, go to sleep. Sleep. Okay, this, ooh. Yeah, he's down to 30 health, so he's, he is acting like he's on fire. So he's got 2 more movement turns, but right now I can just let him sit there. Oh! Yes. Come to me, Discovery. Okay, so this Discovery farming is interesting. Well, they've got a turn left? Yeah, I think I'm going to head over to this side of the map. Is that everybody? I think that's everybody in turn, okay? So let us gaze upon the Cathedral of Notre Dame whilst we go to the next turn. So I've got notifications. This empire, be nice if they had the name of the empire there, but they don't, so whatevs. The Aztecs now feel differently about you. Pleasant.
It is good to see you, friend. Truly.
We're trading resources. We're allied with them. But they had grievances and we follow a different religion. Now might be the time. Oh, they want to do that. Oh. No, I'm going to wait. Damn. I think that means they want to do this. Okay, so should have waited until they're friendly. That's what a friendly person looks like. This is me. Friendly, not friendly, nobody knows. Okay, I've got 2 civics I got to worry about. So I've got 2,400 influence. I'm guessing I can go in and... Okay, industrial production and slaves. So this is 1466. And this is 1466. So that's 2,900. How much do I have? 2,300. So I can pick one of these. So this one will, oh geez, put me over to give me more industry output and less stability. Or I can gain more stability and less industry output. Get more traders. Market quarter. I don't have a lot of market quarters. I got a crap ton of farmers quarters. Because I was really hurting early in the game, so I just kind of went into mode. So I think I would go to nationalized industries. Give me more farmer slots. I find it easier to just not look at these names here and just look at what it gives you. It gives you more industry, costs you some stability, and gives you another farmer slot. We saw in Captain Hardship that we were 4 out of 4 on farmer slots, so if we want to keep growing, we would need another farmer slot anyway. And I don't have enough market quarters right now. Okay, so farmer slots, or I could get food and industry on the common quarters. I think I've got a couple of those. Or bonus per ranch check. So I would probably pick this criminal slave thing, which would not change any of the food. So I think I'm more interested in industrial production right now. Get more farmer slots. Even though I'm not sure what that has to do with industrial production, I will enact that.
National control of vital products and resources, paradoxically, could provide more freedom and autonomy.
Sure thing, Stalin. All right. So, again, here's my Stonehenge, and here's my stone rings. Well, let's see how my religion is doing. I've got 60 followers. If once I get to 65, I'll be able to get a new tenant. And I get to pick the tenant since I am the head of this religion. At least for now. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see. So they want me to have an urgent affair and one city's idol. So Captain Hardship, what did he build? He built the charcoal kiln. So he's running out of food. I'm going to put this food guy over here. Okay, so I just was mentioning that I didn't have enough market quarters. If I do this, I get 6 gold, but I'm already getting, that's 7, I'm already getting 74 gold. So a 10% increase in gold doesn't sound like a big deal to me. Here I'm getting 10 science. How much science am I getting per turn anyway? 45, so that's less than 10% science. So maybe, what the hell is this? Let's see, science is not good, the market quarter didn't really work. This district here, 22 extra industry, that might be worthwhile. Or build some more infrastructure. Money, infrastructure. +3 money on main plaza. Ooh, customs farm. Money from trade. And science. 1 science per researcher. 1 science on research quarter per adjacent research quarter. Do I have any research quarters here? Here's a research quarter. Adjacent. I don't know what adjacent means. I mean, I know what adjacent means, but what does it mean in the game? Guess we'll find out. So I'm building a school, and I'm going to build a maker's quarter. Sure. And that'll set me up for 5 turns. I don't really see anything else that I'm super hot on. Forest and woodland. No. Mountain and stone field. Can't see any mountains around here. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll build one of these guys here. You know what? Yeah, I'll move that. I'll move the Palisades up in the queue if I get declared war upon. Okay, so that's my 4 idle armies. Okay, this guy, we decided we were going to smooch around over here.
Will do.
Okay. This guy is why I said he was asleep. I don't want to look at him. Okay, this guy is... You know what? I'm going to go grab that dude. What am I at? 50? 50? Okay, what do I get? What do I get? What do I get? What do I get? 160 gold. You know, I probably should spend this gold on something. Let me pop back over here so I'm safe. There we go. I've got... That's all I got. So 2 more ships. So this guy... Go to sleep. This guy
Keeping an eye out.
I've got a urgent affair. It might be this slave thing. Oh, fields of plenty. Your empire is a land of plenty. You're welcome, people. Your city's a quilt work of farms. New methods of the age bring grain silos into your employ, transforming the farming landscape. As As the sector scales up, you must now ask yourself, it is time the state ran the Empire's farms. I just did this. I just did that. Okay. So I guess I'm too smart for my own good. I was in the civics screen and noticed the nationalize industries button. I went ahead and picked that. And then it came in later and said, hey, what about those nationalized industries things? So I need 1,800. I've got to pick one of these. I've only got 900 right now, so worry about that when the time comes. Let's look at this lovely beret. Oh, I was going to spend money. Too much money. Too much money. Aztecs now feel differently about you. Okay. Needy.
Friend, you need a drink.
I like her. I still can't do this agreement. I don't want to spend 180. Got other things to do with my influence. Okay, that was it for that. Look at these lovely mountains here. Nice mountain chain. Let's see. Okay, 2 idle armies. Those are my 2 ships. Oh, 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 oh. That's a long way up there. I don't know if it's worth it to build a harbor and then build a ship and then go out and get that thing. But you know what? That might not be a bad strategy. Just build a harbor. You don't actually need a harbor in every territory, but it'd be quicker to do that. Build a harbor. Wait, that's not my harbor. That's not my territory. Yet. Okay, so we need to go over here. No discoveries. Oh, there's a discovery. I found one. I found one. I found one. I found one. Ah, those are so much fun. Wait, let me head back over to there. I will go to there. Everybody will be fine. Discovery. And then this guy. This guy's moved. Yeah. Oh no, he's got plenty of movement points left. Yeah, I can move him over here again. Hey, Captain Hardship, how you doing? Hey, your city is doing okay. Your city is doing just fine. I've discovered something slightly new and kind of a new tactic. Is that I've been complaining about the naval game because the naval game, most of the ships either work only in the coast, or they'll survive 1 turn in the ocean, or they'll survive, I think, 5 turns in the ocean. So you kind of need, like in my case, I need open borders with this culture here. Which, by the way, I think I can go ask them for again. So that I can sail around this coast here. So that I can get over to here. So that I can get over the ocean. So I can get over to my new lovely territory. But, once you don't have access to the other people's coastlines, you can't go anywhere, basically. So what I just kind of started to do in frustration is, okay, so here's one of my ships. I'm just sailing my ships. I'd originally thought that when you discovered something under the fog of war, it would go away and you wouldn't see it anymore. But it looks like they generate these discoveries when you open the fog of war. So for example, let me pop you up over to here. So if you look at this guy here, all this stuff in the fog of war, there's a possibility that there's discovery things out there. Wait, he's got 2. I'll move him over to here.
Right.
And so I think basically what I'm doing is I'm heading out I'm staying in the coasts, basically, so that I can get my 20. Yeah, even if you've been through that ocean before, when you open the Fog of War, there's a possibility for a new discovery to come up. So I don't know if that's a bug or a feature or what, but so what I'm doing is hanging around in the coastal areas, and then I kind of shoot out into the ocean, because like this, what is this? Yeah, so this will last 5 turns in the ocean, so you can go out 2 turns and then take 2 turns to come back. And then while you're running around in this ocean, you can find discoveries, even though if you look at the grand map, there's no Fog of War on the big map. That means you've been there before. But there is Fog of War on the small map, and that means there might be some discoveries out there. So I was surprised, because I thought that you're out here on the big map, there would be no more discoveries in these unfogged areas, and then I had to go out to these fogged areas over here and sail around. So I was getting really frustrated. It's turn 104, and I didn't notice until about 2 turns ago that I could do this kind of, where am I? Basically, discovery farming. That I sit in the coast, the Fog of War shows up, and then I go out into the Fog of War, and it kind of randomly generates these discoveries here. So this, I guess I hadn't been there before. But there was a discovery over here where I've been plenty sailing around in this ocean before. But I was kind of hanging around in this coast here so I wouldn't die. And then I popped out a little bit, and then all of a sudden a discovery showed up. I think it was in this square right here, or this tile right here. Picked that up and went back here. So most of the discoveries now are like either 120 gold or 80 influence and 80 science, which is not too bad. Anyway, so that's one of the reasons I'm trying to play through everything, is so that I do a bunch of stupid things, and then Idle City, Petrickville. Okay, so I do a bunch of stupid things, and then kind of randomly stumble on these tactics here. Okay, so I need to do something in Petrickville. I got plenty of room to grow. I'm making plenty of food. I got a crap ton of industry. Money's okay. Science is okay. Why don't I put one of my money guys and work on science? Okay, so here is an artisan's quarter, which gives me money. Here's a harbor. Okay, so just saying I should build a harbor and then start farming this area here. I think I'll do that over here and just farm this area over here. So can I build a harbor over here? Yes, I can. So they suggest 2 different spots for it. I'm going to pick this one because it's closer to my continent that everyone else should keep their filthy hands off of, and I can pop down here and get some discoveries. And see, this whole thing is this light Fog of War. There's discoveries in there, so I'm going to build a harbor there, build a ship there, and then just kind of farm these discoveries. Okay, so that's going to take 2 turns. So what else am I going to build? Might as well fill up my build queue. Harbor, artisan's quarter. Let's see. Food on river. I don't even have any. Or do I have any rivers in here? No, I don't. Let me get rid of that. Whoop. What did I do? Got rid of it. Okay. Industry per copper. Money. Trade. Main plaza. So this cost me 285 industry, and I get 3 money forever. That might not be a bad trade. I'll do that. Oh, I probably should get some science. Science per population. Yeah, this is my big population city, so it's worth it doing this, which is what, a library? There we go. Okay, so I'm okay on Petrickville for a while. End turn. Yes. Oh, Captain Hardship, you've seen my Stonehenge. Right there. And now you've seen my stone circles, but have you beheld the lovely Notre Dame Cathedral, which I finished like 10 turns ago? I gotta say it doesn't look super impressive, but it's better than nothing. If you look at what it does, it's not saying what it does. It's kind of weird. Oh, there it is. That gives me just a crap ton of faith. Well, you actually can see that there. 45 faith and 42 stability. So I'm should be in pretty good shape. And you've seen the Lighthouse of Alexandria before. So Captain Hardship, the city, I've defended it with this group of crazy people, this group of naked people, and this group of naked people. For some reason I thought Captain Hardship would enjoy being protected by naked people. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on that. So, in turn, I'm going to go to the next turn, see what happens. What did that say? Civics back. Okay, so notification. The Mongols now feel differently about you.
Come, relax. Let us speak honestly.
Suspicious. I don't know. Is that good or bad? I don't want to share maps. I want to open borders. I do not want to share maps.
Come.
There we go.
Both our peoples need this.
164 gold. Yeah,
Perhaps
crap
just
ton
a little.
gold. I don't need
Of
gold.
course. We accept.
Like moonlight on water.
Okay, osmosis event. So I Captain Hardship, I don't see. Oh, actually, I'm building an elephant. Let me show you this guy here. This osmosis event. So Captain Hardship has had like 4 or 5 of these osmosis events. Sorry, let me open it up. So if there's an osmosis event, it happens in a city, and then you click on this little, I guess, notification button, and the Hodensee are these guys. Let me show you real quick. It's these guys right here. Okay, there they go, the orange guys. These are the Hodensee. So culturally, they're really dominating. Let me show you the culture here. Yeah, they're really dominating this whole territory here. So if I've had 4 or 5 of these where these things pop up and they say, "Hey, you have a choice. You can either go into your civs and change how you handle change one of your civs, or you can maybe start a war." So I'm sorry, that's stability. So I could probably take the stability hit, at least for one of these. 50 stabilities for 10 turns is pretty heavy. But don't particularly want to bother with it. So here's what's going on. If I go to the civics, they're going to change. I forget which one they were talking about. Independent people or assimilated peoples. So I think if I go to civics, independent people. So I don't see it on here. That's kind of weird. Okay, well, anyway, I'll just use their interface to handle this. So I'll either replace my assimilated peoples, my independent, with assimilated. Oh, there it is right here. So I had picked whatever this was so that I could hire those mercenary armies, so I could hire the people to knock over in the northern part of my territory, but northern part of my continent. I call it my continent because it's mine. But the who was it? Oh, the Achaemenids took over that territory, and so there were no more independent people. And now the Mayans, or the I forget what they're called these days, want me to switch over to assimilated people. They're kind of culture forcing me to take the same units they do. So if I'm, let's see. Oh, so I already took it. So now I'm assimilated people. So I'm opening up my arms to new people. I get I used to have 5 food and 5 stability. Now I've got 10 food and 0 stability. So my stability's dropped a little bit, but I'm getting more food. And I'm also, where's it? Assimilate people. I'm also avoiding war with the one civilization that's really ticked at me. Okay, so elephants. I'm building elephants somewhere. Where am I building elephants? Here we are. So 3 turns from now, we'll have these elephants. I researched them. I kind of rushed the research on that. So I was able to buy. So I think I've had this osmosis thing happen 5 times, which is a lot more than I thought was going to happen. But I guess it's better than waking up and finding out that the city was completely taken over by the other. Oh my gosh! Look at all these. Ah. I'm sorry. What was I saying? Osmosis events. Yeah, so I've had 5 osmosis events. I guess I don't really care. In this particular game, I'm not stressing about it too much because I'm not. When I pick the civics, I'm kind of like I'd almost like to roll a die or flip a coin to decide which one to pick because I'm trying to do civics. I'm trying to pick civics that kept me in the middle, but you can see that I'm not anywhere near the middle. So one of them's in the middle, one of them's close, and the other 2 are way out. And my original thought was, I needed the stability by being in the middle on society, but my stability is just fine. We've got 100 here, got 100 here, and we've got 100 in West Dirt. So I'm not really worried about stability, at least for right now. Maybe it'll come back and bite me in the ass later. So they're making my whole civilization, my whole empire, take these civics that were different than what I picked. So they made me do communal rights. They made me do assimilated people. They made me do communal land, I think. No, they made me do natural right. So I'd pick different things on all of those originally. But I wasn't really super married to any of them, as opposed to regular married to any of them. So let's see how things are going here. Oh, how's the music level, by the way? I can't tell if it's too loud or not listenable, so not hearable. So here is the thing that I was worried about. He's got 3 ships, 6 ships, 8 ships, 13 ships. So as far as I know, these cannot attack land units, and they can only attack other ships. So I guess maybe I should just run away. Have my one ship, run away. Okay, yeah, thanks on the auto. It's hard to tell because OBS, it does give you a meter to tell how far it's going, but it's kind of hard to tell if it's overriding my voice or not overriding my voice. And then when you look at the VOD, they cut out the music altogether. Although, wait a sec. This music they might leave in because it's part of the Humankind. Anyway, never mind. So I've got 2 idle armies, which is these 2 guys here. So if I zoom in, I can pop out here. The problem is I can't go through this guy. Okay, so I'm going to try to get a treaty with the Achaemenids, who are now called the Mongols. Oh, I do have open borders. I do have open borders. Well, that's good. Did I do that? Yeah, so the orange people are... Clearly there's something going on here. But as far as I know, they can't attack land units. Let me see if my land units can attack. Oh! Hello! Hello! I'm going to not do that, but my land units can attack them. I think my land units will turn into some transport convoys and try to attack these guys. Transport convoys are just crap. Let me show you the transport convoys. Doot, 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 doot. Right here. They've got a power of 8, so that's the weakest thing on there. I think that's weaker than scouts. So if you're a land unit, you can turn into a transport galley and then go out on the ocean and get killed by a real ship. So he's got, I think he had, so these Pentecotters are 22, and he might have had biremes, which I also, or quadremes, which are 28. So the 28s are just going to kick the crap out of these 8s. So that's one of the reasons why I was also doing the assimilation thing, that, hey, if he's going to attack me if I don't assimilate, why don't I assimilate? I'll go ahead and do that. Maybe he's going to attack me anyway. At least at my war trial I can say, well, I tried. So, okay, so anyway, this guy I'm going to try to run away, and I should have access. Yeah, I do have access to there. So let me... I think I'll try to go up the coast here.
All right.
And see if there are any discoveries.
At the catch.
What's this? This is an unknown strategic resource. Okay, I'm going around this tile here. And that's it for me, okay? Now my next guy is this guy, and okay. Now if you want to see the guy act super happy, this is either going to be 80 influence and something else, or like 120 gold. So let me pop over to here. Let me pop over to here.
All hands to station.
140 gold. There we go. And I've been notified that I've got 140 gold. So now he's out in the middle of the ocean. He's got 100 health. Oh, there's another one up there. I can pop up and get that old boy. Okay. Okay, so this is like this is, I think this might be a oh, anyway, I upgraded to the latest patch and the latest beta patch, and the reason I mention that is because the beta patch increased the spawn rate of oil and uranium. If you look on the anyway, it increased the spawn rate of oil and uranium among other things. Maybe they also increased the spawn rate of these discovery deals. So I'm going to snarf up these two next turn and then go into the coast to recover and then go pop up this guy here. That guy's been there for a while, so he looks like he doesn't move unless he's in the fog of war, and I don't think he's in the fog of war because this coast can see him, and I think I can see it because I'm allied with those guys there. So this is some good stuff here. So let's see. Okay, so now I have got 2 urgent affairs. That's always bad news. Captain Hardship finds itself in the grip of a terrible pox. Well, I've heard bad things about how Captain Hardship gets the pox. Diseased. So 15 food. God damn it. Okay, so this is Pox on the Wind 2. Pox on the Wind 1 was, hey, I could shut down the cities and lose, I forget what it was, money or industry. Or I could leave everything open with the chance of a bad thing happening. So I decided to leave everything open, and here I'm getting hit with negative 15 food. Nothing I can do about that. So this is not good. This is bad. So I've only got 4. So I need a maker's quarter, a farmer's quarter over here, and then I need to move that up in the queue. I'll wait for the school to get done. So that will give me an extra farmer unit. So I can train this to 5. So I can add another farmer there. So this will be -7 plus whatever this guy gives me, which is another food. Oh, I think that was getting 8. So I think I'm going to get rid of most of this plague problem with food. But it's not a good situation. Let's see, where am I? Okay, so my other urgent affairs was a watery grave. The great coastal city of Captain Hardship sends fishing crews far up and down the surrounding coastline. Are records of an ancient galley, well preserved. Okay, so I can either get 25% faith for another 5 turns. I don't know what I'm generating, but I don't use faith for anything, so it's not too exciting to me. This way I lose 150, but I get whatever's in the ship. This way I let the military do it, which increases my stability, but gives me an unexpected consequence. But I've got plenty of money, so I don't care. I'm going to do this. Yeah. Oh, plus 150. Oh. Okay. So I don't need the money. Plus 150. So I pay them 150. Okay, so they're going to go get the ship, which is worth 500. I paid them 350, so I end up getting 150 net. But this one here, since I don't need the money, and I'm playing the game for fun, unlike usually I play the game for real, I'll let the military try it. Something will happen. It says unexpected consequences. It doesn't say good or bad. So maybe the military will end up being something, or maybe it'll disturb. There'll be some religious thing down there that everybody hates. But I'm going to do this. So I don't want to spend. I don't need the money. I'm just going to wait for the next thing to happen. And I said I don't need the money, but I'm going to go ahead and spend it on the school so that I can get working on the farmer's quarter. I could probably build the farmer's quarter. So I'm pouring a lot of money into Captain Hardship. Okay, so my food is down to -4. So I'm going to lose a population every 14 turns. Yeah, that's fine. I can live with that for now. Any place else to spend my money? I can build a harbor, spend most of my money. Or I can build the elephant unit and spend most of my money. I'm going to leave that alone. I like to have a little money, but not too much. Yeah, hey, Captain Hardship, thanks for pointing out that was plus 150. I don't need money. I don't need money. I've got fame and power and glory. End turn. So I will end the turn. And let's see what's happening here. Oh, feudalism research. So now I get a peasant unit. Oh, appears automatically to defend your cities from attack. Well, that's nice. Captain Hardship, you may be thanking your peasants later on. Now I get a... I think this is a passive buff here. So I get +1 food on tile producing food, and I get the ability to create a city with a small package. Okay, so if I go to Aerostar, so I'll look into that in a little bit, but right now if I go here, yeah, see my food used to be -4, now it's 14, so I'm getting an extra food from every district. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra foods. Okay. Okay, so that worked out all right. Oh, now I've got 6. I can put another guy in there and make more food and make more people. Making some babies. I think I'll leave that alone for now. Yeah, so that, what was that? What did I just research? This thing, feudalism. So feudalism, I guess, is enforced colonialism, colony model it's called. I'm not sure feudalism and colonialism are intertwined. In fact, I would say the opposite. But whatever. So apparently I can build a city. Let me see how I do that. So if I go... Oh, I bet that's... Let's see, can I build a city? Build a harbor? Yeah, I don't see I can build a city. So maybe that's part of if you have an outpost. I think I've got an outpost over here. Oh, that's an admin center. Yeah, I'll worry about later how to figure that out. Yeah, so let me go back to that. This looks like a great... Right, for the new world, this would be absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Pop 2 or 3 of those things over there on that new continent, and the new continent would be bigger than the old continent pretty soon. So now I just need to research some technology where I can put a unit on a ship. Get it over to my continent. Okay, so let me get out of here. So what am I doing? Okay, so look at my notifications. Patrickville. Feudalism. Patrickville. Okay, I don't remember what's going on with Patrickville. Wow, I know I got 40 food. 359 industry. I'm not even sure what I'm doing. I'm not even sure what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got 1,000 money. And 1,400. Okay, so I think 1,400 will allow me to play with this slave civic. No, it's 1,800 now. Okay. Oh, so these guys have an issue.
What do you say to this appealing proposal?
This non-aggression pact? Oh, hell yeah.
A most intriguing offer.
That would be nice.
This is good for us. We accept.
This calls for celebration.
Yeah, I don't want to fight a war. They're just too boring. I want to go populate the new world and then go to Mars. Okay, so what's going on here? I've got my 2 idle ships. So this guy, I'm just going to shoot him over here, see if I can find any
Blades in the water.
discoveries. Nope.
Ready, all throw. And knee. Fall in.
Okay, now the other guy, you saw how happy I was. So let's see. This guy, 1. I will do that guy first.
Make full sail.
Yay, 160 gold. Better than nothing. Now I should be able to pop up here
Raise the mainsail.
and get more gold. Okay, well, I will call you Captain Plunderer. Or no, I've already got a captain. I don't want too many captains. How about Commodore Plunderer? Okay, I want to head up to here. I think I want to head up to here. Yeah. Okay, so Commodore Plunder is doing his thing. Now, my strategy with the upcoming war is to just completely ignore it. I think I'm on solid ground there. All right. I've got a new notification. His guys are floating around. Go attack somebody else, please. Okay, let's see. Notifications. The Mongols.
It is pleasing to see you, friend.
Hesitant. I don't even know what the old one was. So I wish they would tell me what the old attitude was and if that's good or if the change is up or down. Okay, that's it for notifications. And I've got, well, one idle city. So Patrickville used to be building something and now he's not. So I got food coming off the yin yang. I got industry. I'm short on money. I probably could build some science. So I don't need food on river, although they're letting me build it, so it must do something for me. Fishery, +3 food on harbor. I do have a harbor. I forget where it is. I'll build that. Fishmonger, money on harbor. I'm just kind of clicking things at random. I built a charcoal can somewhere. That's it. Okay. I guess I'm kind of with you on that. Let's see. Industry on a river. Industry on a forest. You know, let me switch these around. My industry is huge. My food is huge. Custom farm. I'll build the money thing first. Wait, where's my money thing? Okay, money, farm, food, industry. Harbor, artisans quarter. Ships. Okay, that should keep me busy for a couple turns. What else is going on? Okay, my armies. So let's head out. Let's head out here. Okay, so I had a lot of bold talk about those discoveries.
Ready all, row.
Ah, hello. Hello. Next turn we shall be together. Next turn. Ah, damn it. Stop freaking doing that, you dumbass. Okay, so this guy... Oh, he can make it there in one turn. Let's do it.
All hands.
What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Commodore Plunder. Is it money? It is money. What a surprise. A guy named Commodore Plunder gets money. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Let's go to the next turn, and the next turn is a notification. Hello. So 1834. I'm guessing I have enough now for that slave civic. But this will probably tell me that. Osmosis event. Okay, so enact religious hostility. Well, we're a different religion, you dumbass. Okay, well, we learned from you to be hostile to other religions. So I'm going to do that. And that's going to rebound, not redound to your benefit. Okay, so I gained population there. I forced my civic to change. I sort of avoided a war, at least short term. And now I still have... Okay, so I've got a religion thing and a civic thing to do. So my civic is, they're going to let me do slaves. I think I decided on criminal slaves because it gives me the food. I'll go ahead and do that.
I hope you don't start altering law enforcement practices just to get your production quotas filled.
You know, you're kind of a snippy guy. Not you, Captain, but the guy who says snippy things. Okay, so now... I've got 67 followers. I guess because Patrickville got bigger. And that allows me to open a tenant. Okay, so I can't... Okay, so they're only allowing you to pick your first tenant from tier 1, and then even though there are only 2 religions in the whole game, you can't pick any of these other ones from this tier. And then same with this, tier 2. Now my third tenant, okay, so of course I'm not first. Oh my gosh. Well, no wonder he's so obnoxious, religious-wise. So I get to pick one of these. So I can do some stuff. I really like influence. Plus 2 influence on common center and more holy sites. Money. War support. Land movement. Oh, hello. That's very nice. It's a naval movement. And science per alliance. So plus 20 science. I think I'm getting like 150 science. So that's like a 15% increase. It's not too bad. But I like this. Instead of sitting around eating, they're sailing and marching. Yeah. So I don't know if it was because I saved, and you asked if he stopped asking me to convert. I don't know if it's because I saved and loaded the game, or if he just gave up, or if the mechanism for the osmosis thing kicked in and took over from the hey, why don't you guys convert thing. Let's see, what's his conversion thing? Yeah, so you think, yeah, I don't see any of these having a conversion requirement. So he has 98 followers. I have 67. We shall meet on the field of battle. God is on my side. Ooh, so my religion is pretty much evenly distributed between the 38 followers in Khmer and 29 in the Aztecs. Okay, so now all of my units, except my air units, my land and naval units, should be faster. So, and I can also build another holy site. Let me see if okay, so let me see if it will allow me to build. Ah, there we go, another holy site. I guess stone rings are the new holy site, or the only holy site. I'm not particularly interested in that. So what does it do? It gives me faith, which allows me to buy more tenants, which allows me to build more stone rings. Oh, stability. Okay. Yeah, maybe later. Let's see. Oh, an idle city. West Dirt is idle. So, food, industry, money, science. So this is a population deal. I'm a little low on pops, so I could probably use more agricultural stuff, but I say that all the time. Maybe I'm lagging on science here. I don't need another harbor. Industry. Industry on forest. And what the heck? I don't know what I'm doing. I'd like to be able to count and see what sort of advantage that gives me, but I don't know. Industry per worker. Yeah, sure, that sounds good. They seem pretty cheap. And what is this? Public fountain gives me more stability. I do not need more stability. I don't think I even have any trade. Market quarter. I don't even think I have a market quarter. Okay, science, that's probably not too bad. So this guy's got small population. More than one science per researcher. Right now he's getting 6, so that would give me 7. How many research quarters do I have? Oh, I wish there was some way to tell. Let's do this. this. Okay, so I'm building a bunch of infrastructure and not building quarters. Just because I'm too lazy to. All right, so things are moving along here. Oh, what do they want me to do here? 3 idle armies. This guy. Are you ready? Zoom in.
Fall in.
140 gold. So I guess we're all out of scientific curiosities. So I can get to there. Why don't I pop over here and then come back to there later? Nope, nothing out there. Let me keep going. I'll come back to this point later. 1, 2. Okay, nothing out there. This guy is hurting, so I'm just going to pop over here and I'm going to pop up here. Yeah, so I'm going to pop up here. Wait, can I get in there? Yeah, I'm allied with those guys. I'm going to pop over to here, or maybe here, and then kind of wander through this fog of war thing. Ah. See, I'm making money. I'd rather have science, but money is good too. I'm not going to turn it down. So again, looks like there's 2 types of fog of war. Places that I've been before that I can't see right now, and places that I've never been before. So I'll pop up and grab this guy, and then pop down here to the southeast. Okay, so who's left? Who is left? Oh, my new elephant is here. The new elephants have arrived. The new elephants have arrived. Let me take a look at him. Let me take a look at him. Okay. So his strength is 44. That is nice. Oh, ranged combat. You know what? I wonder if I could shoot at his stupid ships. Probably not during a war. So anyway, that guy costs 25 per turn. And you can see my army upkeep is now 80 per turn. So well over 20-30%. My army is in this one unit. So I think I need to start working on some money. 65 per turn is not going to help too much. So where do I want him to go? I think I want to not go in the ocean or not go in the coast, because I'm going to be there for a turn, and maybe that's when he declares war and comes in and kills me. This is my one big unit. Let me take this guy and move him out of the way. And then take this guy and move him here. Oh, that's not a harbor anymore. Damn it. Move him down there. I don't care. So his ships, I don't see them anymore. There's 2 of them here. I'm doing that. 2 of them here. And then he had, what, 9 more somewhere? It could be anywhere. It could be anywhere. So now I've got 2 idle armies. Oh, these guys, I'll put them to sleep. And then my elephants, I want to go back and touch those elephants every turn. Okay. Yes, trumpet sound. Trumpet sound. Let me turn the UI off. So he's still there. Those are some big elephants compared to humans. I think that North African elephants were smaller. And these are Khmer, so basically they're Indian elephants. Okay, well, there we go. So that is that turn. Let's see what happens next turn. War, not war. Oh, I can ask for reparation on this grievance, which is...
Friend, you are a sight for sore eyes.
This sounds familiar. So... Wait. They demand... Wait, I demand or they demand? They have the same state religion as I do. What's going on here? I don't understand what's going on. Oh, this... Oh, wait, what? This is a particular city or something? So that city? Am I demanding or are they demanding? So I'm demanding somebody convert to Celtic shamanism. Yeah, this is confusing. Or either that's confusing or I'm not very smart. So let's see. So that territory is already Celtic shamanism. You know what? I'm just going to click buttons at random. I'm going to click... God damn it. I'm going to click this grievance button at random to say demand that they convert. Okay, so I'm saying to this city, you have a different state religion and you should convert to Celtic shamanism. And I'm not gonna shut down trade. I don't know what I get from the trade. I'm gonna renounce.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's over.
So nice to hear from you.
So what's the deal here now? I think they should be Celtic shamanism, and they think I should have the Harappan shamanism. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with that knowledge. Okay. Okay, I have a grievance, and I could make a demand or choose not to. Okay, that was, I think that's what I finally decided on. So I chose not to make a demand, because if they rejected the demand, they would shut down the trade. I don't know if I get anything from trade. I get all my money from cities, and then spend it all on armies. There's no breakout for, hey, you're making 100 a month from 100 a turn from trade. So maybe I don't have any trade. Renounce removes the grievance. Okay, so I don't have a grievance anymore because I said I renounce my claim to try to make you convert. Oh, so I could have just backed out of that screen and left it hanging there. One idle city, Captain Hardship. Captain Hardship never struck me as an idle guy. Okay, do I need more stone rings? You know what? Maybe not. So I got plenty, well, not quite plenty of food. Oh, I need more money, so I think I decided I needed more money. This guy says you can get 3 more money. That's nothing. That's an insult. 14 more science. Or 20 more industry. So I'll build industry there. What else? That's going to take 2 turns. Fishmonger on harbor. Do I have a harbor? Oh yeah, I built a harbor up here. Yeah, sure, I'll build that. I like fish. Yeah, so, kind of don't know what I'm doing, but Okay, oh, that's right. Library. So this population's 15. That's not too bad. I'll build a little library. I don't want any ships because they'll just get sunk. Alright, so we're crack-a-lacking right along. I hate to use technical terms. Let's see. Okay, so I got my knight. Okay, first my war elephant. I will put him right here. He's gonna go there and go to sleep. And then I will go to this guy. I'm gonna grab this. Commodore Plunder. Commodore Plunder. Oh! 80 influence. 80 influence and 70 science. Commodore Plunder. Doesn't plunder anything. So now I need to... How many turns do I have left? 5. Okay, plenty of turns. I'm going to try to get to the coastal areas here and then sail around. And then I don't think they'll replenish me, but at least they won't hurt me anymore. So can I get there? Ah, nope. Let's pop over here then, and that's... Oh! I love you. Okay, so I want to go here so that I can... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 80 more influence. I'm an influential guy. Oh my, look, there's 3 of them. Okay, so it looks like they're more bounteous underneath the old Fog of War. This is fascinating. This is fascinating. So, knowledge. Let me go down here. Wait, where's my other ship? Oh, that is my southern ship. Okay, my northern ship. Yeah, so I need him to get here as soon as possible. He can't quite make it, so since I'm going to be making 2 turns anyway, I might as well head up here. Grab this old guy. 140 gold, and then head down to wherever the nearest place is. I'll head over here. I'll head over here next time. Okay, that's it. In turn. So I've got a couple of ships floating around, picking up carcasses for money and old wrecks for science and influence. I need to build more things that make money. Keep that in mind. War summons. Okay, so I can now build crossbowmen and pikemen and anti-cavalry units. So apparently there's some passive buff that changes the way battles are done. But I don't do battles, so... The war between the Mongols and the... I didn't even know there was a war. I can add... Okay, so now...
It's always so excruciating to hear from you.
Okay, so they stole some population. I can ask that they pay 800. Trade. Their war support's already 100. I don't think that anything I can do can piss them off. Oh, that is the one weird looking beard there, dude. Or I can just leave it hang there. And I demand that they convert. They're not going to convert because their religion is more powerful. So I'm going to give up on that. Oh, renounce to create a demand. Yeah, I like carcasses. Carcasses are good, apparently. So I can demand, renounce, which creates a grievance for later, or I can just ignore it. Nope, the demand is, the grievance is still there. I'll figure out later what's going on. One population moved from West Dirt was dirty, man. That was dirty. That was dirty. So this guy is... Oh, geez. So he's at a 30. Yeah. Oh, that's not good, because I don't know if I can get back to here. You know what? Okay, so that's 2 turns. So at the end of the first turn, he's going to lose 20. And he'll be at 10. And then I can slip back into here and repopulate. Not repopulate, but re-health. This guy. I'm going to get back over here. Whoa. Get back over here. Into the coastal areas. I don't think that's... Okay. Abandoned boat. What did I get? A cog. All right. Got another cog. Okay. So some advanced civilization built a cog and then left it there for me to find. So that's cool. Okay, so he's got 80 health, but and he's in this coast, but this coastal area is not a friendly zone, so he's not going to replenish. And this guy now I've got. Okay, should I send him east? Or should I send him west and have him... I think I'll send him east and have him go around this part of the coast here, picking up. I don't want him to head up into this northern stuff. I don't, you know, even if there are discoveries up there, I got better stuff to do. Okay, so this is all fog of war. I'll pop up to here, see if there are any discoveries. That guy's still there. I'm going to pick that guy up. Okay, more influence and science. Let's see, I've got 3 movement points left. Oh, that's on land. Okay, so he's at 100. He's not losing any health. That's good. I think I moved everybody. Oh, I got Title City. Whoa. All right. Okay, this is the deal where instead of taking the 150, I gave it to our soldiers. Okay, right. So there was 400 in gold out there, and I would have paid him 250 and gotten 150 for myself. Okay. Well, I was thinking there might be something where the soldiers revolt, or there's some weird religious thing that pisses everybody off. But 400 gold is not bad. Okay. So I've looked at all my notifications. I don't have any Empire notifications. I've got 2 more stars I need to work on. Let me check real quick and see if I'm close on any of them. Okay, so if I build 4 districts, I will get another era star. Okay, 4 more techs and then 4 more districts. Yeah, so I probably should go change my build order from these. Okay, I'm building a maker's quarter. Let me get rid of these guys. Build another quarter. You know, okay, I don't have a market quarter. I'll build one of those. There, these were just crappy. Yeah, 3 and 2. Yeah, I'm not going to build. 14 science. I'll put that science thing up there. There's another guy. Commons quarter. Isn't this already a... No, that's not already. So I'll build a commons quarter there. Although, how's my stability? Okay, so I'm building three quarters here, and what do I need? I need 4. So I'll build another quarter somewhere, and then that should get me a star. And oh, okay, so the quarters are inside this fence-like thing. Walls, city walls. Okay, that's just plus 8 science. This gives me plus 9 gold, so maybe I will make a maker's quarter out of this, or a market quarter. So this gives me 24. Boy, it's hard to pass that crap up. I'm going to build this right here. So it's kind of weird that the quarters, you don't have to build them right around your city. You can build them even in a different area, as long as this outpost is attached as an administrative center. Okay, so anyway, I'm building 4 more quarters. That should work out for this, and then I need science. So I probably should crank up the science in my cities so that I can get to the next. Okay, maximum science. Maximum science. And maximum science. I'm doing all I can. I'm doing my part. So I should get 2 stars, maybe 10 turns or something from now. So these districts are cool. These berets. So I can get these berets. You can have 1 beret per territory, but the territory you can see is right between these 2. So apparently that's a good place for berets. See, here I'm getting 50 and 51 industry, and then 10 and 10. Yeah, let me look at Patrickville here. Yes, I'm getting 7. Yeah, so I'm getting just from industry alone. Yeah, so here I get 6 money, 7 industry, or 10 people, 10 food. I'm just getting food out the Yazoo. Oh, Captain Hardship does not like Yazoo food. Let me throw one of these guys over here. Okay, well that's I don't want to overthink this, because thinking is bad. I think we can all agree on that. Stonehenge is beautiful. I will go to my next turn. And the Aztecs forgave a grievance. Did they have a grievance and gave it up?
You need a drink.
Yeah, so they're weak and needy. So I could go in and forgive this. What does renounce mean? Create a demand. No, I don't want a demand. I don't understand this interface at all. You just ignore everything that I don't understand. Okay, so this guy... Oh! Destroyed! Oh no! So it had 30 health. I thought it only lost 20 per turn. Ah! Okay. So I've got 2 more ships. Let me sail them around. I can't do anything about that. Let me go here. Let me stay in the coastal area. So I don't see any discoveries out here in the ocean. If I did, I would pop out there and then pop back. This is a beautiful coast here. So 2 more. I could get to here. Okay, no discoveries. This guy, can I get to there? Yes. So carcasses or shipwrecks. Abandoned. Another abandoned. Oh my gosh. What kind of boat is this? This is a. Oh my gosh. Oh, another cock. Okay. Okay, so I lost. Oh, I love it. I lost a ship and gained a ship. So this guy can't get down to there. This guy can get to there or there. So I think I'm going to pop him out to here. Okay, and then this guy, I'm going to pop down to here. Alright. Not sure what I'm going to do next turn, but I think that's everybody. There's a movement, urgent affairs, and idle cities are the Devil's Workshop. So, wait, didn't I just build a... Maker's Quarter? Did that take one turn to build? Okay. Yep. So the next two districts are going to be built in Captain Hardship. And probably should have built them in Patrickville because he's a lot quicker. But, yes, the sea. Sea damage. See, that's one of the reasons I'm playing this, is because I had 30, and the game has been teaching me the last 50 turns, or 60 turns maybe. Hey, you lose 20. If you're in the ocean, you lose 20. If you're in the ocean, you lose 20. That happened probably 40 times. Now I had 30, so I know that 30 minus 20 is greater than 0. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's greater than 0. And it killed my ship. So I don't know what's going on. And there's nothing in there that's... Well, never mind. Let's see. So either I'd... Well, whatever. So let's see. Patrickville has to do something. My stability is good, so I could build more districts. What is this? Artisan's Quarter? Influence. So 2 influence and 17 stability. Or... Or, you know what? I could build a, this takes 1 turn. Well, how about I build, okay, I don't want these too close together. I don't want it here. You know what? These people out on the East Coast haven't gotten much love. I think I'll put this little boy out here. The stone ring, as far east as you can get. For no reason at all. No reason. Okay, that's going to take him 2 turns, and then I need to do stuff. Let's do food on river. Again, I don't know where the rivers are, but more science. Can't afford more elephants. Ordering. Okay. Patrickville is done. And I've got one idle army and urgent affairs. Every year, the great population of your empire, contented in their essential needs, claim for more and more titillating news stories. Well, that's obviously fiction. Okay, so what do I want to... Okay, so I've got 885 influence. And it costs 2,000. Why are you telling me this? I can't buy this thing. So freedom of speech. Okay, so I'm not looking at the titles. I just want to figure out what's going on. So this moves me from... Okay, this gives me more influence per turn on emblematic district. Is emblematic district the unique district? Yeah, you know, if you can't titillate your citizens, why be, you know, the emperor of the world? It just seems weird. What does this do here? This moves me from... This moves me from... Okay, so this loses me influence. Gives me stability, but loses influence. I don't want to do that. And then, oh, prevents any empire revolution. So I haven't heard that's a problem yet. But, okay, emblematic unit, emblematic district. Okay, so I build a whole crap load of those emblematic districts. Oh, +4 on each one of those. Yeah, those are those berets. And the Celts, I had a couple. So I'm trying to build one of those just as part of my cheap AI. Trying to build one emblematic district basically per territory. Yeah, so this one here, whatever it is the way to go. Okay? Okay, so where are we? Yeah, see, this is an emblematic district. And also, there's one over here, but I'm trying to remember the ones from the Celtic era. I do remember this one, the Confucian School. I think that's an emblematic district. From the Zhao era. I don't remember what the emblematic district for the Celts was. Let me, just for fun. Celts. How do I get to the Celts? I guess I don't. Okay, the Celts were agrarian. They had druidic lore. But I don't remember what their emblematic district was, so I'm not going to worry about it because I, as the king of the world, don't need to worry about stuff like that. I have people to worry for me. Let's see, and what does this say? One idle army, okay. Yeah, I think if I can get back to the coast, I think I will do that. Okay, so they started out together. I popped out into the ocean and got a wreck. And she popped down, or whoever this was, Commodore Plunder popped down and got a, I forget what they got. So this guy needs a name. So how about, Ship from the Future. Future ship. We don't know how to build that yet, but we have one. End turn. The turn is now ended. I am at...
If a little knowledge is a dangerous thing, with 5 research quarters, this city is not dangerous in the least.
5 research quarters. Okay, so, oh wow. Okay, so I need another 14 districts. I'm not going to do that anytime soon. It'd probably be cheaper for me to get the next 4 research slots. I should do more on the science. I'm getting close on aesthete, which is influence. I need 11.5. I have 10.2. Okay, so influence or science, and then I'm not going to worry about this builder stars. What else were they talking about? Osmosis. Okay, Captain Hardship. What have you done to me? So I'm going to replace Revoke Nationalized Industries, which I liked because it gave me a lot of food, and enact Privatized Industries. No, I don't really have much choice. And I do have much choice, but I'm not going to choose it. So I've done that. Knowledge. Gained a pop. I've been forced to use a new civic, or adopt a new civic. That's like 5 civics, and I bought a couple of technologies, or I bought a couple of lots of science. Oh, this, yeah, the stone. You're right. The stone ring can bless the sailors. That's you know, I'm kind of role playing this thing, mainly because I'm not very good at the details. God damn it! Moving this map is a pain in the ass. Okay, so that actually got built. Oh, this is the harbor. There's a harbor right there. I forgot there was a harbor there. This is a harbor. Okay, so I picked the harbor as the the easternmost part, and then I picked a stone circle there. Just kind of for role playing. So I get 20 faith and 22 stability. Okay, so the sailors come from the nearest city, walk over all this crappy terrain, dry grass, come to the stone rings, have their faith restored, hop on the ship in the harbor here. Cool. That is cool. So, what am I doing? Okay, I've got 3 idle armies. So, this guy is perfectly healthy. I'm going to move him down here. This must be Lake Hiller right here. Hillier. Okay. A site more likely to be found in the unreality of dream time than waking hours. Place of spiritual rejuvenation, but I can't land on the continent. Okay, so I get more influence. I get more stability. I get more money. Return? Oh yeah, as long as I control it. Am I controlling it? I don't know. I do not know. Alright, here is a discovery. So this doesn't look too bad. I mean, let me look at the whole deal here. Yeah, this is clearly the new continent. It took me thought I discovered it fairly quickly, but I'm going to have to, at some point, okay, so I'd like to be able to get on the land, pick up some of these discoveries, but I can't, so... Okay, so that's 2 abandoned boats I found in this continent, and then 1 earlier on. So I'm going to... Oh, this is cool. I'm going to say that the people on this continent are boat builders. Okay, so he's got 1 move left. Okay, so this is ocean right next to these cliffs. This is coastal. That's kind of weird. I think I'll pop over here. So he's done. So this guy... so let's say... yet another dog. Okay, this guy I'm going to call yet another cog. How about we call this one pirate? Pirates, not pirates. Okay, so he's got 7 movement points. I think I'll send him south. I think I'll send this guy south to kind of circumnavigate this new continent, and then this guy I'll pop him in and out to do discoveries. So this guy goes here. Oh, hello. There's a... Oh my gosh. I think I want to pop over to here. So I'm glad neither of these cultures was a seafaring culture. because I was right here and built a harbor and then sailed all the way around. Don't do that. Don't do that. You stupid. Okay, so I've got 3 movements left. A lot of seaweed or algae. Okay, so there we go. So he's in the coastal, so he's not going to get hurt. He's in the coastal. Stop doing that. He's not going to get hurt. And who's left? My other guy. I've got 2 guys over here. Commodore Plunder is going to plunder. 80 influence. Okay, so just to make sure I can't get on land there. Now, what do I want this guy to do? He is 100%. Maybe I'll sail him up here and then have him shoot out into this fog of war thing. Okay, I will stay on the coast until I come up here and just kind of shoot in and out, do some discovery farming. So I'm good there. I do have some notifications here. Lake Hylia discovered.
Did some vain deity remove their makeup here?
Okay, so I'm going to pop out for about 5 minutes to get something to drink. My throat is sore from talking about how great I am for so much time. So I'll go ahead and leave this here. And like I said, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. So I could either pop this back up or leave this. I'm going to leave this here. I could turn this on. Okay, I'll leave it here. And you can look at my wall if you want, and I will be back shortly. Play some more Humankind. Hey, we're back. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, turn 112. Here's the new world. Got a picture of a big fish on it. And wait, what is this? Wonderful Lake Hill here has been locked by another. What? What? This I don't understand. I thought whoever was first would get the whatever locked by another empire. Do not know what that means. Okay, so I thought I was the first guy floating around finding all this stuff, but apparently not so much. Let's see, what's okay, no more notifications. One idle city, Patrickville. Built a bunch of infrastructure. That's 9. Oh, that's something. And this guy. Plus 27. Boy, why am I not just building a whole crap load of these things? Okay, what else? What else can I build? Oh, I'm getting close to my pop cap. Maybe I should start building some units. Okay, I definitely need more money units. So the best money unit is 9 money and lose 3 industry. Sure, whatever. What do I care? Okay. The Empire strives for religious purity. Only believes in one true faith. 2 holy sites. Religion with 2 holy sites. It's okay. So you build your second holy site, which actually I've had a Stonehenge, a stone ring, and the second stone ring. I guess the second stone ring is the second holy site. And then the Castle of Notre Dame. All 4 of those count as holy sites, but apparently only 2 of them count to trigger this thing here. Unbelievers. Come on, get out of my damn way. So I need more influence. So I'm short on influence, so it doesn't even matter what this thing is. So they trigger it with the second stone circle. I'll worry about that later. And I've got 4 ships that are sailing around. This guy. Got a movement of 7. I'm going to pop out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I got carcasses. 160. Oh, boy, the carcasses are really raking in the dough. So I can't quite get back to the coast here. So I will go up here. And then I'll have 7 turns next time. I should be able to pop back down to the coast here and see if there's any discoveries to be had up there. So my next guy is this guy. I'll stay on the coast. Okay, so do I want to cut? And I think I'm gonna head out, see what I can do over here to the east.
Setting sail. Lose the mainsail. Raise the mainsail. All hands to station. Lose the mainsail. All
see anybody on the coast or on the land here. So next, I'm going to take this guy and run him through this part of what is all that sparkly stuff? Snow? Is it snowing there? I think I'll run this guy through the inside of this island chain here. And run this guy down south.
All hands to stations.
What is this? Prairie, forest. Reef or hydrothermal vents? Oh, that's cool. Okay, so this is really cool. This is a cool map here. We've got this island chain here. It looks like the Messinians could have popped over here fairly easily. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, found this island chain. Once you hit this island chain, you can go island hopping. Do whatever you want. Okay, so this guy. Okay. Hello. Hello. So I've got 2 movements left. I will go here. Hop over and grab this guy, whatever he is, and then head east. Well, I don't know. I got 2 ships coming from that way. I'll decide what to do later. End turn. Okay, so I will end the turn, and we'll see what happens next. Theology. I don't remember signing up for that. Now I can do a festival. A manuscript copier. And another city cap. So let me go to Petroglyph and see what I can build. There's the atelier, and then here's the festival. I still don't understand what these public ceremonies do. Yeah, I don't understand this. If I spend 1,000. +1,000 industry, and I get +2 influence. So I complete the public ceremony, and then I get the +2 influence every turn for the empire or for the city, or well, I'll try and see. I got enough. Let's see what's next. 1 idle city, okay. Yeah, I think he needs another food guy. Wait, yeah, he's full of food. Okay, spend 1,000 industry and then 2 influence per turn on that city forever. Okay, that sounds reasonable. I mean, 1,000 sounds pretty high. Because if 1,000 industry costs 1,000 influence, then that's a 500 turn return, which is not a good idea. Okay, so here's my city. Yeah, it's getting pretty big boy there. Look at these walls. Okay. What am I supposed to do here? So I need 3 more science. or 12 more districts. So I think I'll wait for the 3 more science. Anyway, so what does he want to build? Let's see if what is this? I don't know what that is. Okay, so science. Okay, so the science is pretty meager around here. I'll put it right there. That should give me something. And then population's up to 15. That's not too bad. Science per researchers. This is the way to go. Should keep him busy for a while. Now I've got my 4 lovely ships to take a look at. So I want to go down and grab this discovery here. Ooh, 100 influence. 100 influence and 80 science. Okay, I think I will stay in the coastal areas, head back up here, and pop over. Well, I don't know. I'm only at 80 health. I mean, it's not too bad. I don't need to go back home to replenish. Although there's plenty of undiscovered stuff there, so I will go up here. Head up to this place and then scoot across the ocean to the coast here, where I can regenerate. Okay, so my next guy is this guy. And I want it to pop down here. I'm gonna go here. Nothing over there, so I'm gonna stay in the coastal areas and head back here. This guy, I was gonna head southeast, but I think I'll just turn west and head over this way because this ship is gonna have to pop up here and discover what's going on in there. So this guy, I want to head to here.
Loosen the mainsail.
More islands. I'm gonna head. I need to look at the continent itself.
Acknowledged.
All these land things. Okay, so I can get to here.
Hands to stations.
Oh my gosh, look at all that nice stuff. Okay, so who's left? Anybody? One idle arm. Okay, that guy. Alright, so I was going to get his ass back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think I could pop him over here. See if there are any discoveries to be made. None. None. Okay, so that is it. Let's go on to the next guy. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a weird ceremony. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I'm not going to run the numbers too heavily in this turn here, so... What do I have? Trophy unlocked. Produce at least 500 industry per turn in a city. Okay. Osmosis event. Captain Hardship again. Inherited land. Revoke communal land and enact inherited land. Sure. West Dirt. Okay, that'll take 2 turns. Then, let's see. Yeah, those are too expensive for this city. I'll build a library. Build some science stuff. Have been kind of ignoring that lately, or ignoring that up for the first 100 turns. Let's see, what am I doing here now? Okay, now I got to do my armies. So this guy, I wanted to head north up to here, and then jet over to the west. Okay. Okay, there should be a guy over here. Let's see. I want him to go up here. Don't see any discoveries in there. Up over to here. And he's out. Okay. I want this guy.
Raise the mainsail.
You know what, I want to pop in here and see if I can see anything on land that's worth seeing. And the answer is no, I cannot.
Loose the mainsail. I'm on it.
Okay, I think I found the bottom part of this continent here. There might be an island down there, but who knows? Okay, so who's next? This guy? I think I'll move him along to the east coast of this continent and then pop out here and back. Oh, hello. So I can get out there. Ooh, 100 influence and 80 science. Not bad. Not bad at all. And I can get back to the coastal area. Good job. That should be everybody. All right. So I haven't done any public ceremonies on my cities. Just because I wasn't sure they were actually worth anything. So I just decided to do one just for fun. These infrastructure things are nice, but I don't know. I guess I kind of over focused on the districts at first because those are the most obvious, and they seem to give the biggest bang for the buck. Oh, geez, how am I losing so much food? What the hell? I should keep an eye on this thing. What is going on here? I definitely need to build more farmers' quarters. So they suggest I build one. Where's their suggestion? Don't they usually have a little flag sticking? Oh, there it is right there, 26. Okay, so 26 sounds nice because I'm 27 down. Let me go ahead and do that before the dancing ceremony, festival. And then another one wouldn't hurt. There's a 23 right there. Okay, so that should take care of it. Hopefully my stability can handle it. And so he's going to lose that in 2 turns. Let's see, if I take the market quarter out, does it handle? So he's got 241 already. Yeah, so he still has his 241. So this cost me 2,000. I'll just go ahead and pop that guy in there. And I'll be another guy. Okay, so he's back to 1 now. He's got 8. So I can move this guy over here. So now I'm up at 11. So I can go ahead and get the market quarter done so I can get some money. Yeah, and then I'll do this festival just so I can see what the hell it is. Okay, so let me check, see if there's any other mistakes that I've made on my... Oh, show unclaimed wonders. So, as soon as I get 3,400, I can claim Dodai Jai. So I've got Angkor Wat, Notre Dame, the Lighthouse of Alexandria, and Stonehenge. So I've got 4 of them. It's 4 out of 16. Well, I guess there are only 4 civilizations, or empires. Alright, so in turn, yeah, I probably should have some sort of deal where every turn I go through the cities just real quickly to see what they're doing so that I didn't miss that deal where so I think I'm still second. Yeah, so he's at 45, I'm at 35. Yeah, so I'm way in second. And he's actually up in the next era, which I should get to fairly soon, but he's not only in the next era, but he's got 2 stars in it, so... I guess I had this thing on 1 difficulty lower than normal, so I guess I was assuming I was just going to walk through it, but it looks like I'm going to come in second, maybe? Plain sail... What? Oh, that better not be the circumnavigation of the globe. That better not be... Oh, discover seafaring master. Okay, that's a tech. Terra Incognita, that's the one I want. Let's see, where was I going before I exploded there? This done. Yeah, so he hasn't attacked me. I kept thinking he was going to... Let me go ahead and look and see what's going on. She is needy.
Come, let us share
Do
our
I have
dreams.
any treaties I want? I want either a cultural or a scientific agreement. I don't really care which.
I think we can undertake a common venture. Do you agree?
Still not enough.
How has this come to pass? How?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Oh, what's this now? Yeah, they refused my treaty. I was there. I saw it. Okay, so how about these guys?
Speak quickly.
These guys
Your
are
voice is like
tyrannical,
nails
same
on
deal.
slate.
I think the less I talk with them, the happier everybody should be. Open borders, no. Share maps, no. Non-aggression pact. Oh, must address the ongoing demands. I'm going to ignore everything. That's my strategy.
Tell me what is on your mind.
These guys are hesitant. Treaties. I've got open borders. Trade everything. I don't need to share maps. I've got maps of the whole world. As far as I know. Okay, so that was interesting. What do I need to do now? I need to move my ships. Okay, so my theory was that I can move this guy over here in 1 turn. Which I can. But if I see a discovery, I'm going to pop over there and grab it. And no discoveries. Okay. So this guy... I'm going to jump around up in here. You know what? I should have popped into there. I mean, there could be something going on. I'll have to send somebody up there. Who do I want to do that with? I don't know. Ships on the water. So here is... Well, I can't even tell what's in there. So I don't know if that's an ocean. I'm gonna stay right here.
Scan the
So that I can... Okay. I think I'll send him down the coast and then maybe pop him up in here. It's possible that's just a one square deal, or maybe there's a like a huge inlet that goes all the way in there. So I'm going to pop him over to here.
make full sail.
Okay, and then last but not least is this guy. I think I'll go up through this chain and then come back down that way. Yep, no discoveries. 5. Can I get over to here? I can get over to here. That's something. No discoveries. Oh, here we go. Okay, so that guy's moved. Who else hasn't moved? Urgent affairs. It's always something. It's always something. Oh, let's see. Map of the heavens. Okay. Dividing the stars into constellation. Approaches human comprehension. So I get +2 vision range, or +10 science for 5 turns. In 3 cities? So that's 30 science times 5. Gosh, I wish I knew what 30 times 5 was. That would be super helpful. Oh, and I'm losing money? Ugh. Well, I used to brag about how much money I had. So what's this thing here? This keeps me in the collectivism thing, and this moves me... That doesn't... So neither one of these move anything. I want to educate so that I can get all this science stuff. There's really nothing right now. Like, if I was in the middle of a war and I didn't know what I was doing. Okay, so let me just take a look at this. I've got 256 science per turn. Is that good? Bad? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look through and see why I'm so far. I'm 1,000 behind in fame. That's a lot. I'm like 30% behind in fame. I'm gonna have to look and see what it was I was doing that was causing me to not fame. I focused on food for a long time. Got a little bit behind in science, maybe. Okay, in turn. I'm going to end my turn. Let's see how the dancing festival does in 2 turns. Okay, no notifications. I've got 4 ships. I will go here. And I think I think I'll do this guy first. Discoveries, discoveries, discoveries. So 5 moves left. Ooh, is that an ocean tile? Okay. Well, so that's just a one tile issue that I probably should have popped in there when I was driving by the first time. Okay, so there's that. This guy, I wanted to head south, see if there's any weird stuff with this guy, with this part of the map. Ooh, hello, hello, hello. What do I get? What do I get? What do I get? Science and fame, or influence. And I can go stay on the coast. That worked out pretty well. Let's see. So I wanted to go here.
A new independent people.
What?
And who are they?
What?
Time will tell if they are helpful, helpless, or history.
Patronage. Is that me? Is this pink thing me? I thought it was green. Let's see. Oh, they're violent. They will attack on sight. Hey, welcome to the New World. They have a city called Rouen, it looks like. These are called the Normans. Violent. Homeland and liberty. So... let's see, what's going on here? So this is patronage. Okay, so these are the, these guys have already been here. The, whatever they're called these days. Purple guys. They've already been there, and they've got a decent amount of patronage. So I could spend some influence and gain something, or I could spend another patron 200. So I could give them 200. So finally I got something to spend my money on. Bribing the Normans, and then maybe assimilating them later. So let's see what happens if I do. Ugh. Okay. So I'm gonna, he's adding 2 per turn, and I'm adding 2 per turn, because I gave him, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Do not know. Okay, so anyway, I met the Normans, and it looks like, I figured out what the coast looks like. Maybe I could hire one of these guys? Okay, so the higher button, let me see. Okay, so as soon as I get 10 patronage, I can hire them as a mercenary. Maybe I'll just hire one as a mercenary and have them walk around and take all these discoveries. If I can do that. That might be the way to go. I'm not going to spend another $566 on these guys. So I'm going to be behind the Mycenaeans, or whoever these guys are, Mongols. I'm not going to spend... boy, I don't know, man. If I spent 200 influence... bribed him, and if I spend 200 influence, maybe I'll get 4 per turn, and then I will catch up. I'm 30 behind. So, catch up in 15 turns. Yeah, let me do that. That's a mild investment. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I gave him boxes and boxes of money, and then I gave a big long speech. Told them what a great person they are. Gave them, you know, the fancy sword that my grandfather had. Okay, so I can't assimilate until I get up to 90, but I've got 4 per turn, if I understand this correctly. And I don't know how long that 4 per turn is going to last, but wait, what's the... oh, this one here? So this is assimilation, and that's exactly what the Ackermans did to... oh wait, now the Aztecs own it. That was weird. So these Mycenaeans used to be Achaemenid Persians, and they snarfed up this knock thing, which I forgot to do. so it's kind of annoyed. And it looks like the Aztecs somehow took a hold of it. But anyway, this was an independent territory by the independent Nox, and I just kind of let them roam around. So I learned anyway not to do that. You got to get up to assimilate them. And then I had something like this. I think I was way up in the 60s or 90s, and I just didn't even pay any attention to it. Once I get my patronage up to 90, over 90, then I can click this, assuming I have $700, and assimilate them. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I think it means their territories become mine, which basically is what I want. Because then I can go in and start building outposts and cities, and I've got that colonization thing that, you know, the initial city has pretty much everything you would ever need. So this is kind of my main focus, is to try to assimilate the Normans. So I spent 200 influence and 200 gold so that I could have 4 per turn. So they're not going to attack me. Sorry. Once I get to 10, so that'll be in a couple turns, 3 turns from now, they won't attack me. Of course, I don't have any units on the ground. Okay, so the third option is assimilation. I've got 2 other ships. This guy right here. You know, I think I'll run him down south and have him head around down this area here. I haven't been down there for a while. Okay, so I think I'll spend one night in the ocean. I think the first turn does not hurt you, so I want to make sure that I... Okay, there's that guy. Who's next? This guy... Oh, this guy, really? Okay, let's pop in one more.
No doubt this independent people possess sophisticated customs, rights, language, and beliefs. I do hope you're going to treat them well.
And when you say treat them well, you mean exploit them to the max, I think. Because that's what I'm thinking. Okay, well, let me head out back around the coast. Oops. Damn it, I'm in the ocean. Okay, well, whatever. So the last thing I have to do is an urgent affair. Cities are not simply engines of production. Sure they are. The commons. So I must have built a commons. You must decide what is your most important obligation to your citizens. So that's this thing. Okay, so that takes 286 influence. This takes 2,186. Okay, so I've got 3 things I can pick from because my influence just went over 2,186. So which one is the most important? This guy. Civic. I haven't really... Okay, 20% cost of enacting civic. That's huge. That is huge. Okay, so I like that so far because that should mean every other civic... Looks like I'm about a third of the way done. Start acquisition. Start. This must kind of interesting. But I don't need that right now that I know of. Fundamental values. Cheaper garrisons. Cheaper common quarters. Okay, so clearly... this thing, the cost of enacting a civic for 20%. Okay, so far, this is a civic. It cost $21.86, so it should be $400 cheaper once I do this.
If different opinions can't be heard, people might end up believing whatever ridiculous things the government says.
Okay, so it was $21.86. Now it's $19.50. That's not 20%. 20% of 2,000 is 400. That's only 200. That's only 10% decrease. I wonder if that's a bug or if I can't do math. Yeah, 1950. Well, at least it's cheaper. At some point, I would work out what was going on. There's probably some other mechanic involved here. Oh, you know what? It was 2186, and then it was 1950 divided by 0.8. 1950 divided by 0.8. Then it went up to 2437, and then I got a 20% discount on that. Oh, no, wait. So 19, yeah, that's right, 24, okay, yeah, you're right, yeah, I never would have thought that. Okay, so the mechanic is that when I picked the Press Freedom, that 2186 for everybody went up to 2400 or something, and then I got a 400, or 2300 or something, and then I got a 400, 20% bonus on that, 20%, yeah, cheaper bonus on that. Okay, boy, this is Captain Hardship. I advise everybody listening to get your own Captain Hardship and do whatever you can to keep him around, because if you just have a random question that you're talking out your ass about, he's got the answer. Is his answer right? Is his answer wrong? Nobody knows. Maybe he's one of the devs for Humankind and he's slumming it with the noobs. What can I say? Anyway, it's in turn, so I'm going to end the turn. I get a new notification. I always check those first, except when I don't. I've researched swordsman, 20 per turn. I can't afford that. Anyway, so my passive benefit is I get 1 unit slot for each army. I haven't done an army for a long time. Now I'll do my notifications. Osmosis event. Damn. Banish, okay, so now I have to banish, unlock the banished population. Whatever. Don't think too much about this stuff. Okay, so what did I screw up in Captain Hardship? I probably need more. So I built a whole bunch of districts there. Look at that; it covers the whole freaking island. Okay, so what am I? Okay, so I've got nothing to do. I'm short on food. Let's see, money. Okay, I've done this already. This is I get 6. It's not really enough. The food I get 5. The industry I get 18. Boom. Oh, I probably should have checked science, but I'm mercurial that way. This is going to take 2 turns. I have to come back in 2 turns. Oh, I'm losing 4 food. What should I do? Science is maxed out. Food is maxed out. Not too much I can do. Oh, I'm building a farmer's quarter. Well, we'll see what happens there. And here I'm losing 4 food in West Dirt. I'm building a library, though. Maybe I should build a 14. Sure, let's put something there. This is 2 turns. I will go ahead and switch that around, and if my calculations are correct, it maintains the library building just paused. It's not destroyed, so that should help with the food. I probably should put some guys in science because I want to be more sciencey. Although that money's killing me too. I want science and money. And industry. And food. Alright. Okay, so I've got my armies. This guy is sitting around. I think I decided he could maybe get, yeah, so he can get over there. Ships. Okay, so I'll just sneak him in there. And then I'll go explore over here again. I might start running into the all those ships, all those Pentaconders or whatever that other guy had. I mean, they had a whole bunch of them right there in the strait, but they all disappeared. So I might run into them out here, but at least I'm looking for discoveries. Who is next? Oh, this guy's going up here. I'm just gonna head up the coast, see if I discover anything. It's not, oh, there's that.
Make full sail.
Okay, so he's right there. This guy, I think I'm gonna pop through this fog of war here, or go over here, and then maybe pop in and out of that thing, or maybe, yeah. Okay, so.
Acknowledged.
Ooh, can't get there. I definitely want to get back to the
All
coast.
hands to stations. Raise the mainsail.
Okay, so what do I have left? Okay, this guy. So there's not a hell of a lot I can do out here other than maybe research this spot over here. So I will go ahead and do that. I'm going to take this guy, move him back here, and then pop out into the ocean to see if there are any discoveries in that place. So 2, I could go in and out, but I'm going to stop. There we go, in turn. Oof. Okay. Oh, how's my independent people? So I did gain 4. He gained 2. Okay. End turn.
15 farmers' quarters? Not sure if I should congratulate you or burp and rub my belly.
Well, you can do both if you want. Yeah, I kind of went over on the farmers' quarters starting in the second era, of the third era, with the Celts. I did really poor. I did really poor in the ancient era with the Zhao in terms of food. I was starving and my city was poorly placed, so I kind of focused on food for the entire classical era and then the entire medieval era. Kind of defaulted to building food quarters. All right, so I've got all my stars. I can go to my next guy. So I have done let me go back to here. Let me go back to here. Look at my guy. I guess I can't. Okay, so let's see. I did a aesthete, I did a builder, and I did a agrarian. So I want to do something different. Merchant, that was possible. Science, that's possible. Aesthete again. So anyway, Dutch or Joseon. Builder, I've done that. Expansionist. Haven't done that, but I've got to. Well, I kept thinking the war was coming with the Mayans, but they never showed up. Spanish. Expansionist. Aesthete. Merchant. Let's see. So it's merchant or science. So there's only one. Okay, so one of them has been taken. This guy was taken. So this is a agrarian. There's only one science. So if I take a merchant, somebody else can get a merchant. Somebody else can get a merchant, and somebody can get a science. But if I take a science, nobody else can get it. Assuming that's right. Anyway, I'm going to take science. I get +3 science on tile producing science. I get my unique or emblematic district is +2 influence, +2 science. Helps adjacent research quarters. Yeah, so I think I want to do this. And then my... Oh, here we go. A turtle ship. Yes, 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 yes. So I don't know how long this lasts in the ocean, but we'll see what's going on. And I also want to see something that can load or embark land units. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with this guy right here. So I'm going to get... Damn, I'm going to get science on science tiles. I get a unique district, and I get a ship. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. Oh, that is not a good look. That is not a good look. Had I but known, probably would have picked a different culture. Yeah, stop waving your arms around. Okay, so... Oh, confirm. Oh, man. I love this culture, but at least you could put like a dead Wolverine around your shoulders. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is call it a night. I got a good, solid stream in there, 3.5 hours. Thanks to everyone. Thanks particularly to VIP Captain Hardship. Got a good run in there. Like I mentioned, I'm on the updated beta version that came out yesterday, just to see what's going on there. And wait, I'm in the Khmer. Okay, so I'm going to finish this turn and switch over to the Joseon next turn. So yeah, thanks for everybody. I'm going to let's see. I'm going to save this game, and I will see everybody next time. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot to everybody. I appreciate it.